Hello, everyone. I'm trying a new setup. As you can tell, I've changed my camera around. I'm trying to see how this works. So let me know if you like the new camera angle. If not, we'll go back to the old one. So right now, we're just going to get this set up. Anybody wants to come up, give me a minute. I'll get my uh, invite up. There it is. So if anybody wants to come up, I got to get used to this angle myself. It's a new one for me. I'm hoping it works better for you guys. I don't know if it will or not. I've lowered it down, so we'll see how this works. Uh, what's going on there? Okay, Shane, Charmaine, Beth, Zindy, I want to wish you all here. Aline, Susanna, welcome. If any of you want to come up, come on up. We're more than willing to talk to you. If not, maybe somebody else will come up here in a little bit. I'm trying to look at, see how this works here. Trying to look at the camera more, so I don't know how well this is going to work. We'll soon figure it out. Hey, Jerry, come on up, man. I'm trying a new camera angle. If you like it, please let me know. If you don't, let me know that as well. I want to really talk more about the Philippines this time, especially after Ed gets here. He's still trying to learn more. As some of you may know that, here what's going on. Okay. There we go. And I was also setting up my AARP account. For those of you who don't know what AARP is, Association of American Retired People. You don't have to be retired to get it, but you have to be, I think, 50 or 55. And you can join the AARP. And so I've been with the AARP for quite some time. I believe it's 50, but it might be 55. Like I said, it's been a long time. I'm not so sure how much I like this setup. I do look quite large, but maybe some others like it. So, all right. I want to thank everybody for coming. Hopefully somebody will come up here in a little bit. Ed told me last week that he'd like to talk more about the Philippines this week. He plans on going over and meeting his fiance later this year. And he's not as knowledgeable about the Philippines as a lot of you guys are. So he'd like to know a little more. So until he comes up, I don't know what questions to ask. I'll let him do that if he does come in today like he's supposed to. Hopefully he does. But if not, tell me about your areas. How's the weather? Have you been experiencing any earthquakes lately? Hopefully not. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I see you can see more of my ceiling. All right, we got Jerry here. Hey, Jerry.
Hey,
welcome.
Good afternoon.
Got to lower this down a little bit so it doesn't show my ceiling quite as much. So how you doing, sir?
It's okay. It's not hot. It's in the low 90s.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It was 110 on Thursday and 100 on Wednesday.
Yeah. I don't know how hot they get here. I don't know if they've ever gotten that hot here where I live now. Now, where I'm from, Indiana, we get that hot occasionally. Not very often, but we do get that hot once in a while. and so it's not comfortable. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that. I think you guys have a little drier heat, but I could be wrong.
No, not us, because we're by the ocean, by the
Okay.
Gulf.
Yeah, you'd have the humidity as well, like the Philippines does.
Yeah, There's a cold front or dry line that comes by. It'll drop the temperature, the humidity, the dew point.
Yeah.
I don't think the Philippines has ever seen like 5%, 10%, 15,
No, that's what I'm saying. They don't normally get that low in humidity. No.
where it's you know how it is, where the static start shocking everybody with the finger.
Yeah. The old static electricity.
Yep, exactly. When it's so low with the dew point, with the humidity.
Yeah. If the humidity is very low, yeah, it's very dry, could cause trouble.
Yeah,
Where
that's
I'm
over.
from, during the summer, it almost never gets that low. We're in Indiana. The humidity is probably in the 40s or 50s usually during the summer, although I've seen it in the 70s. Humidity, and I've seen the temperature in the hundreds. And yeah, it can be very uncomfortable. Hey, Eileen, how you doing?
Yeah, ours fluctuates. Since there was a cool front passed by on Friday,
Yeah.
dropped the temperature a little bit and the humidity, but now it came back up as a warm front.
I'm going to move this a minute. See how this does. Is that better, or can you tell a difference?
I really wouldn't, because I'm using the portrait mode on the cell phone.
Yeah, you're using your cell phone. I'm just
So it does, and using that portrait, so it doesn't really do justice. So it doesn't. I've got to be in front of a laptop or a computer.
Yeah, I put mine on landscape. And then I set my my camera on top of it. So I'm trying to figure out if it's better to have it up on top, which is what I'm used to, or is it better if I lower it down? I could also do this. Let me do this here in a minute. I got it sitting on top of a. Now, come on. I don't want to show my bed. Try not to show my bed. I don't know. I just don't think it's that interesting to see my bed. It's not that interesting to see my walls either, I guess. But yeah. So I see it's still quite sunny there. It's already turning dark here. Matter of fact, it's already dark here.
Yeah, it's still sunny. Remember, we're 1 hour behind, so it's still sunny. It's still hazy.
You probably stay light to about 8:30, won't you? Your time?
Yeah, about 8:30. And in the summer, it'll be 9.
Yeah, well, that's like back in my hometown. It's still, even though it's 8 o'clock back in Terre Haute, it's still light there because of the simple fact that they're farther away from where I am, so the sun goes down a little later, even though we're the same time zone.
Yeah.
They're right there at the central timeline. Indiana is eastern, and then Illinois, which are right next to my hometown's only 11 miles from Illinois, is central. So, I mean, we're right there at the central time zone. So it gets a little darker a little later in my hometown than it does here where I'm living. And even though we're the same time. So, when you're that far away, because we're
Yeah,
talking. Oh, you got to travel up, but if you go travel straight across, it's probably a good 400 miles, maybe.
400 miles would be, I think, from here to Dallas.
Yeah, but I'm just
Mm,
saying from where I'm at to Terre Haute, if I went straight like the crow would fly, as the old saying goes, it would be about 400 miles. It's over 600 miles one way driving, but I have to go north
yeah.
and then go east and then drop down south a little bit. So but I'm saying if I went straight across, it could be, you know, it might be over 400 miles, but it's less than 600. I know that, but it's around 600 miles one way. Not, I don't think it's quite that far, but it's awful close to it. Might be a little over from where I live. And now when I lived up in Leroy, it was closer, but I didn't travel north as much because I was already almost as far north as I had to go before I started going east. And even though when I get on the throughway, say it's east, but I'm also going north. It's northeast until I get up around Buffalo. Then it's almost straight east, and then I start dropping south. And I'm about 200 miles from Buffalo, so it's
Buffalo,
not.
Texas.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm almost the center of the state, uh, north and south. That is, but it's hey, lady me, how you doing, lady me? Welcome. And ABCM is sending some people, so we're glad to have that. And remember, anybody that here that has a channel of your own, just type in LLL. And I see you got almost a brand new kitty there. A couple of them trying
Yeah,
to get out, aren't they?
there's a whole bunch. I don't know how old those suckers are. They're
They can't be very old. They were,
no under a month old, maybe under 2 months old.
yeah. Like I said, they don't look very low.
No,
Derek M, how you doing, sir? Welcome. And Derek, if you got a channel, like I was telling everybody else, if you've got a channel, just type in 3Ls. Just type in LLL. Nothing else, nothing before it, nothing after it. And my Nightbot will drop the link to your channel. And we got Jerry up here. And Derek, if you really feel like it, you can come up as well. Anybody can come up. I like talking to people. It's this is my main. I really like this the best of all the YouTube stuff I do. Hey Jerry, did you see that one about the giant dog?
the giant dove
Huh? The giant dog. That
didn't. No,
shirt I did on the giant dog.
mm-mm.
I thought you saw that one.
Did I your video?
Yeah, the video. The
The
video.
short?
It's a short with a giant dog sitting on top of a building.
Oh, the dog. I understood dove, like bird.
Oh, dog, DOG.
Yeah, no, I did see it.
I got over 2,500 views on that sucker.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it shocked me.
Yeah, it does remind you of the RCA Victor with a
No, no.
phonograph.
Phonograph dog. Yeah, where he's got his ear in front of the speaker,
Yeah,
the old phonograph.
yeah.
And hey, Mike, how you doing, sir?
I don't even know if that company still exists.
I believe RCA still exists.
Might
I
be
know
under a
it's big.
different name.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Hang on a minute. My
It used to
brother-in-law used to work for RCA.
it used to be known as
Does
RCA Victor.
RCA still exist?
RCA Victor was the name back then.
Yeah, this is current users. At present, the RCA trademark is owned by Telsman Brand and Corporation. Today, the RCA brand symbolizes American ingenuity worldwide. It
What
never
happened to
regained its
the
former eminence and was reacquired by General Motors in 1986.
what happened to the Victor part of it? They just removed it.
Uh, it says RCA unveils a new audio TV line and smart home technologies, January 8, 2024. They say the RCA business RCA didn't go out of business per se. They were bought by their arch rivals and nemesis, General Electric, who gleefully squeezed the RCA name out of existence as a quality brand. So, yeah, it's
General Electric.
General Electric bought them out.
I would have thought.
Yeah, my like I said, my oldest brother-in-law, he was a electronics engineer. He used to design color TVs, and he worked for RCA in Indianapolis. I believe it was Indianapolis where he worked for RCA, and not Fort Wayne. And then he went to Fort Wayne. He worked for Magnavox, Sylvania, a lot of different ones. Now, when he was working at Sylvania, he designed the Sylvania Superset, which won acclaim in the TV industry like 3 or 4 years in a row. And he was the one that designed it. And then when Magnavox, I'm pretty sure it was Magnavox he was still working for. Might have been Sylvania when he was. I can't remember which company it was in Batavia that he was working for. But they went out of business. And it was either Sylvania or Magnavox. I can't remember which.
Magnavox is the top of the line TV back then.
Oh yeah, he designed some very top of the line TVs. But when they went out of business, he got an offer to go to Kodak, Eastman Kodak, working in the electronic department. He remember the disc camera?
Yeah.
He helped design the disc camera. And then they had a printer that you could take your stuff to a kiosk and print your photos out. But there was businesses that it cost a lot of money for the business to have one of these. He helped design that, and Eastman Kodak used to send him around the world to help install them. He'd been to Japan and Germany and England itself, to help install some of these for these businesses. And so they would pay for him to go and pay for his hotel room. And my oldest sister would go with him. Now, they didn't pay for her to go, but he had a room to himself, so the room was free. So all she had to do was pay for her own plane ticket, fly over there with him. And then when he was off doing his job, she would go out and sightsee or shop or whatever she wanted to do. And then they'd go out and do things after he got off work together. And then the weekends, because he'd be over there for a couple of weeks or more at a time in some of these countries. Like I said, he was in Japan, he was in England, he was in Germany. I think probably went to France and stuff like that. And like I said, this is my oldest sister and her husband. But they're the ones that live up outside of Batavia. That's where they live. And like I said, they've been retired. And I say they because they both retired around 59 years old. John, because of the fact that Kodak was letting off a lot of people, and he happened to be one of them let go. And so... But
Does Kodak still exist? I don't think it exists anymore.
Kodak? No, the disc camera, no. But like I said, he also did he did a few other things.
Yeah.
He worked on some projects. He only worked on a part of it. And he didn't know what the rest was going to be, but he knew what his part was. He worked for them for close to 20 years or more. And that was over 20 years. He worked for them for a long time.
Kids born in this century won't know that the name Eastman Kodak.
Yeah. Kodak is still around. It's just not as popular as it used to be. They still do make cameras. It just like I said, it's nothing like it used to be.
Now cell phones.
Yeah. Uh,
This one.
but, yeah, but like I said, though, what happened with him was like I said, when they laid him off, he could take so much money, or he could take less money and get it over a longer period of time. So that's what he did, and on his retirement, he was saying, well, they told him, well, you can take this much money, and when you pass away, it's taken care of. That's it, no more. Or you can take this much, and when you pass away, your wife will get the same amount of money. Or you can take a buyout and get so much money, and then we don't, nothing's owed to you after that. And so he took the buyout, and he didn't touch it, and he had it rolled out into an investment RIA, or I don't know what it was. It's some kind of investment that he couldn't touch till he was 59 and a half or older. And they decided to take that because that way, they could get the interest, and they'd be able to live off, along with their Social Security, they could live off the interest fairly well. Because they both got, they both worked. My oldest sister was a teacher. So they both had their own Social Security coming in when they hit 62. And they had already had their house paid. Their house was paid off by the time they hit 62. All kinds of stuff. They had planned to retire around 62. Yes, that's right, Mike. They still make certain photographic equipment. They still make photographic paper. And Jerry, Mike wants to know, is that part of a tractor tire around the tree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
just by the size of the tire.
Yeah. But like I said, though, he decided to take the money. He went and he never touched it, because if he touched it, he had to pay taxes on it right away. So he had it all set up so when the Kodak, they didn't transfer the money to him, they transferred it to his accountant who had set up his account for his retirement. And then that 59 and a half, he could start taking money out, not money out, but I mean, start taking interest without any penalty on it. And so, like I said, plus he took the buyout that instead of getting 6 months or a year, he got a year to 2 years. That doubled the length of time. Took less money, but he got double the length of time on the money coming in. And so, from the time he retired till he hit 62, things were a little tight. But at 62, like I said, they got the house paid off. Their Social Security, both their Social Security kicked in. Because my sister and him are basically the same age. She's a little older by a couple of months. And then everything was set quite well for them. But like I said, they wanted a house that they could afford without worrying about it later in life. So they got a smaller home than they actually could afford at the time. But it was still a 4-bedroom home. But they could have had a much nicer home if they wanted. But they wanted to be able to take nice vacations. They wanted to be able to. My brother-in-law was the only one that worked when the boys were young, so they wanted to live off just his check and still do all that stuff. Hey, Scott, how you doing, Viking Gaming? I'm sorry, Viking, you're not Scott, but Viking Gaming, how you doing, man? And so that's what they did. Like I said, I'm 70. They're both 80. Matter of fact, my sister's 81. Her husband will be 81 later this year. Like I said, there are a few months difference between them. But they're both in pretty good health, and they're having a good life. So that's what matters, right?
Yep.
And so like I said, all 4 of my sisters are still alive. Two of them are in their 70s. My oldest sister's at 81. And my youngest sister is 63. She already had her birthday, so right now she's 63. Now, if she's listening, she's probably pissed I told you all how old she is.
Well, it's not.
But she's the only one I know of my sisters that's actually a member of my channel.
Okay.
Now, my older sister has checked it out a couple of times, but I don't think she's ever joined. And my other 2 sisters don't even have computers. They don't use the internet at all. Whoa, Jerry, where'd you go, man? My two sisters that are in their 70s, they just have no interest in that kind of stuff, so they don't do it. And Jerry, if you're listening, I hope everything's all right. Yeah, we sent my mom flowers, and I also sent her a card. So yeah, she should get the flowers tomorrow because it's still Saturday here. And all right, Jerry's back.
I think I'm gonna take
What
care.
happened there, Jerry?
I think I pressed leave when I was moving something there for the chicken.
Okay, I was going to say, I was sitting there talking, all of a sudden you're gone. It's like, whoa.
Yes. No, I think I pressed leave by accident.
Well, that happens.
It's very hazy because of the forest fires the agricultural burning in southern Mexico and Central America.
So they do like Thailand does.
Yes, agricultural burning.
Thailand burns a lot of their I won't say crops. They're burned like the rice fields. After they get the rice out I guess they do that a lot in Thailand.
We used to have sugar cane, but not anymore because of the drought.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna feel sorry for not ever dogging the sugarcane field.
Well, yeah, sugar cane is
Yeah.
important. It's a very important crop for a lot of people.
Yeah, our sugarcane.
And Mike says the Philippines burned the sugarcane fields.
Yeah, well, we had sugarcane here, but the lack of water with the drought.
Yeah.
So they had to close, and it's been around since '74. That industry, and I just feel sorry that I didn't ever record it or ever went into I don't know about Mike. Well, he probably might have ever gotten sugarcane stock and stuck in it for the water and the sweetness.
I've never tried that either. I'd be interested to try sometime.
Yeah, it's all fresh from the field. Not here they sell it at the store.
Yeah.
But the fresh from right from the field.
Did you ever watch the movie Hoosiers?
No, I think no, I haven't.
All right, it's about basketball, but it's not just basketball. It's a story about people, and I can't remember if that was sugarcane they were grinding or squeezing to get stuff out of it. Because he goes visits this. I'm trying to think of his name. Well-known actor Gene Hackman goes to visit this female who's kind of like a surrogate mother for this basketball player who's not playing, and he goes talk to her and said, "Look, if he wants, but he's not trying to pressure the guy to play. He's letting her know that, hey, I'll respect you. You guys make the decision." And anyway, they're doing a crane, and they got this thing that and I want to say it's sugar cane, and they're putting it through this thing to get all the moisture out of it.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me. I think they use it to make molasses. I could be wrong, but I can't remember because it's been a long time since I've seen it. And now Mike says they have 2 factories in their area and also a sugar train. Now, Mike, when you say in your area, are you talking about your area in the Philippines or your area in? I'm assuming it's the area in the Philippines, not in Canada, right?
I would think it's too cold in Canada.
That's what I would think, but I don't know what it takes. I don't know what the season is for sugarcane. I really don't know, and I'm assuming it'll be way too cold for pineapple, but that don't mean it's too cold for sugarcane.
Yeah. I don't think pineapple grows here. I've never seen it.
Well, it grows in Hawaii and it grows in the Philippines. So I'm thinking it's more of the warm tropical areas. I know
Yeah,
I
we
know
still
Hawaii gets a lot of pineapple.
we still get the cold winter, so it'll wipe out like the banana plants and the mango
Yeah.
trees. The what was the Lady E knows these bougainvilleas and the other one, the hibiscus.
Okay. The one I've tried that I like. Now I've had mangoes. That's pretty good. And I don't think that's warm enough around anywhere around here to grow that either.
Yeah, there's some you gotta keep it under control because of the winter. But I've seen mango plants, mango trees here,
Yeah.
but they're not native to this area because we're subtropical.
Yeah. I can understand that. But like I said, I bought dragon fruit at the grocery stores here. It's not cheap.
Yeah, we were
But
talking about that at work the other day, dragon fruit, and asking the coworker was asking the difference between dragon fruit and the stinky one, the durian.
there's a big difference between durian and dragon fruit.
I've never tasted either. So when I saw dragon fruit there at the market, the wet market, but I never bought any of that.
I bought it just because I've seen a lot of people on the videos, showing it, and some of the bloggers I follow, and I wanted to try it. You know,
Yep, I love the
and there's two different types of meat.
yeah
There's one that's a kind of a pinkish color, and another one that's a white. Now, they both have the black seeds.
yeah. I've
The
seen the
seeds
pinkish
are
one,
edible. You
the
just eat
whitish
the
color one.
seeds.
I've seen that whitish color.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know if you ever remember Chris would always talk about the mangosteen. I never tried that one.
yeah, I remember people talk. I've never tried a mangosteen. I've seen it, but not around here.
Oh but yeah, it's over there, and I did love the rambutan.
Rambutan.
Yeah,
Okay,
I love that one, but it's only in season August and September.
all right. Well,
It-
then it depends on when you're over there.
yeah, but I was there in 2018, and so I got to experience. I saw it in the side of the road.
Jerry. Oh man, Jerry dropped out again. But hopefully he'll come back. Hopefully he'll come back up. There he is.
Thing on the phone. Let me hold it differently. The I asked the vendor on the side of the road. I asked him what it was because I had never seen it before, and he said it's rambutan. And I asked him, I want to buy. Can I buy one? But he was thinking 1 kilo. I said no, just one individual, one piece of fruit. And I asked how much, and he just gave it to me. But I gave him. I don't remember what I gave him. I think it was 30 pesos, 50 pesos. I don't remember. I still gave him
Yeah.
something for providing the fruit.
Now Mike says jackfruit is used as a replacement for shredded pork. They barbecue it for vegans.
Keyword vegans.
Yeah, and also he also said one of the he's talking about the sugar cane. This is one of the only farming stuff that he does. I don't completely cut by hand. I don't blame you. That sugar cane would probably be very tough to chop through
That's in
by hand.
that's over there in Ottawa.
I think it's in the Philippines he's talking.
Okay,
I think that's in the Philippines he's talking about.
what is it? Ottawa's Ontario, isn't it? I believe
Yeah, he lives in Ontario, Canada,
Ontario.
but and he did say Philippines.
Okay,
He just typed it in Philippines. But you got to remember now, his wife and him have a place right outside of Dumaguete area. That he has a farm. He's got goats and stuff like that. I don't know if you've ever been. He does some vlogging, but very little. So I mean,
I've seen a few of Mike's. I think I became a member last week or maybe 2 weeks ago.
like I said, he doesn't have a lot of vlogs. I went back and watched all of them.
Yeah, it's not 100%. It's not like me that's always carrying
Yeah.
a camera.
No, he not even like me, and I'm nowhere like you.
Yeah, they asked me
I
at
vlog
work.
a lot more than he does, and you vlog a whole lot more than I do.
Yeah, at work, they asked me, "You have a channel?" I said yes. Said I always have a camera. I always have to have my camera.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the only thing I put up this week was that one about the big dog.
See, and I made about 15 videos, I think, on Sunday, but spread them out throughout the week.
Yeah, I know. I don't. I just. I don't know. I was going to go today. They had the Tulip Festival going on this weekend here in Albany, and I was going to go there today. But man, I tell you, it was such a madhouse trying to find a place to park. It's like I gave up and left.
Hmm.
I may try again tomorrow. I don't know. It depends on the weather. But it was just. I got close to it. All right, and I do mean close. I got close to the place, but it took me about 6 blocks, maybe. It took about 20, 25 minutes
Yeah.
because it would just stop traffic. It was just, it was
How to be
crazy.
busier tomorrow because of the Mother's Day?
Yeah, but also tomorrow's got the weather's not supposed to be as nice as today.
No, okay.
So, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to go tomorrow or not. I may try. Like I said, I tried today, but I mean, I couldn't even find a parking space, and it was crazy. And I found an area I could turn around in, and I had to do like 3-point turns to get turned around, and I went back the other way because to get on the road to go around the park to find a place to park, that's what took me 20 minutes just to get there, and it was that block alone took me more than 5 minutes to get to the front of it, and actually took longer than that. Because you'd move a couple car lengths and then you'd have to set and wait on the light again. You move a couple car lengths and you had to set and wait on the light again.
Well,
And yeah, it was crazy. And if I'd have known it was how bad it was, I would have came in from a different direction, which I'll do tomorrow. It still may be that bad there too, but I should be able to hopefully get a little closer to it because I won't be right on top of it. This road here takes you right into it. And I'll take a different road. It'll take me close, but I should be maybe able to park a block or two away from it and walk to it if the weather's decent. So
yeah,
I hope for a
weather
better
permitting.
place to find tomorrow. So we'll see. And Mike wants to know if the chickens chase the kittens.
No, not really. The other cats do, but not the hens because I guess they're a little bit older, so it doesn't bring attention. The little kitten,
Yeah.
unless they're feeding. Like right now, the chickens are eating the cat food there.
Okay.
Pretty hot right now, so it's about time where they'll stop laying eggs or won't lay a lot of eggs.
Yeah. Now Jerry Zindi Papa just said hi to you.
Oh, Zendy?
Zindi, yeah.
Oh, hello, Cindy. Yeah, I can't see the chat.
Zindi, not C. Zendy. Zindi.
Oh, Cindy, because there's a Zandy with a Z like zebra, and then
Yeah,
Cindy.
Z zebra, then Endy.
Yeah, Cindy, and then also Cindy.
Zindi, not Cindy. Zindi.
Yeah, I can't see the chat.
I know, that's why I told you.
Yeah, thank you.
And like I said, I guess I don't think my Ed's going to make it today. He still might, but I figured he'd be in by now if he was going to make it.
Yeah, it's what is it, 8:40?
Let me look. Just about, not quite. About 8:39. It's like I said, just about.
Yeah.
It's very close.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Mexico tomorrow in the morning.
Yeah,
Go get a haircut and I gotta shave. Well, I guess it did shave, but it spooked the cat. It didn't really chase it, the little kitten.
yeah. Well, like I said, I cut my own hair. It saves me money.
In
And
the the price went up in the Philippines. It's about $2 now.
hey, if
But
it was only $2, if it was only $2 here, I wouldn't cut my own hair.
yeah, it's that's what I paid in December.
Yeah, but
But it
that's also going to depend on the area you're at. Some areas going to be more expensive than that, and some areas probably might be a little cheaper.
yeah, but inflation as well, so you
Yeah,
can't
but
blame.
yeah, prices are going to go up on everything.
Yeah,
But like I said, it's like here. I go back to Indiana, haircuts are cheaper than here in New York.
I had a I had a 20-plus-year-old kid that cut my hair, but it wasn't that great. So I said, "No, you know what? Take me back, but I need to find somebody that's in their 40s or older."
Well, I, I was a barber in the Navy.
Mm.
All right. I don't think I was that great of a barber.
Yeah, but see, you're in the ship right there, so
Yeah.
not you're not really.
I was a barber on shore duty too, so
Oh,
I just don't think I was that great of a barber, to be honest about it. But cutting my own hair is different.
yeah,
But it just everything's a little different.
oh, and it changed my hours. The when I work from the call center, I'm gonna start going in at 8:30 versus 10:30, which is great.
You'd probably prefer even earlier than that. You'd probably prefer my hours. I start work at 6.
Yeah, that's a great. They don't have that anymore for us.
Yeah.
Back
Well,
pre-pandemic, we had. I used to go in at 4, but the majority of not the majority. Some reps went in at 6. You get out at 2:30.
I work 10 hours, but I only work 4 days. So
Yeah,
I work 6 to 4.
I had the 10-hour shift before the pandemic. It was only a handful, maybe like 5 of us or 6 of us that remained that had that. But then the pandemic came and got to start again. But they got rid of the 10-hour shift.
Well, I love the 4. I love the 410s. I really do. I just
Yeah,
wish
because
I would prefer to start at 8.
I'd rather go in at 6.
I know that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. But right now going in at 6 is better for me because there's a section of the road they're working on. And so I go in before they start, and when I get off at 4, they're done. So when I go home, it doesn't slow me down at all either way.
yeah, I don't want to.
I'm not dealing with that road construction. So
Yeah, it's a rear, the pain in the rear.
yeah, but it's just a small section. So if I did have to deal with it, going home wouldn't be so bad. I mean, I go in early enough. I know I wouldn't have to deal it going in because they're not going to start it unless they're working overnight. But they're not working overnight. They're working during the day. So, like I said, if they were working overnight, it would get me going in, but they'd probably be shutting it down when I went in if they were working overnight. They'd probably work something like 10 at night to 6 in the morning.
Yeah, here they work overnight, but they detour the traffic off the expressway and onto the feeder road or the here they
Well,
call it frontage road.
this is not a main road.
Okay.
It's a main back road, is what it is. Okay, it's the old rural route numbers, not the highways. The old 2 lane. They're the old 2 lanes that used to be main roads.
Let me fill this thing up with water for that cat because it can't drink. Let me put this thing down, and I'll be back.
All right.
Let me see. There's really no view there.
But, so, Mike, you got any questions? I don't know. Zindy's still, I don't know who all's still here. But I hope you guys enjoyed the large dog video. It's a short, the large dog short. Like I said, it's the best short I've done as far as views. It's got over 2,500 views. So it's got about 2,700, I think, the last time I looked. And so it's done real well. I was going to do another one. I just didn't get around to it. Like I said, Jerry and I are different in that way. Jerry is a prolific vlogger. He vlogs a lot, whereas I am hey Monroe, how you doing, buddy? If you like, come on up. We appreciate you coming in there, Monroe. You and your wife, tell her hi for us. Now, I don't know how many of you know life in North Carolina, Monroe. He just brought back his fiance from Manila this year, and they've gotten married since they got back. Yeah, Marion, they're in the house, and so he's also a vlogger, and they like his name says he lives in North Carolina. We appreciate that, Monroe. If you like, come on up. I'm always willing to yes.
Hey,
Enjoy it. You back, Jay? Oh. All right, wait a minute. Now, what's going on here? Jerry.
yes, can you hear me?
You know, you're in here twice.
I'm gonna shut this down and try again.
All right, because I'm going to say right now you're in here twice.
On my end, just show it.
Yeah.
Let me do this. Let me shut up. Come back.
All right, go ahead and take it down. When you get back up, we'll bring you back up.
All right.
You still there? I still got one of you up, Jerry. I don't have a picture, but I got the. Hey, Tim, how you doing? And Jerry, if you're there still, Tim just said hello. Jerry was having trouble there, Tim. Yeah, I had him up here two different things, and both of them exactly like what you see right now. But I don't know if what's going on. Yeah, hopefully he'll come back up. He said something about going down. So we'll see. So how's everything going, Tim? Do you feel like coming up and visiting? I have a different angle on my camera right now. So I'm trying to, if any of you don't like it, or if you do like it, you feel free to let me know. I'm just trying to get some things figured out. This here. Well, today wasn't too bad. Didn't get to 70 today. It was in the upper 60s though. Rained early this morning, then it dried up. Sun came out. I left for a while, came back. Shortly after I got back, it started raining again. It's since quit raining. Hey, Tim, I am never camera ready. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just as ugly off the camera as I am on the camera, but I don't care. I mean, I can show you my bald head. What can I say?
Can you
Like I
see
said,
me there, Larry?
I can hear you now, and we got the
Okay.
picture back because earlier I didn't have the pictures either. I just had the little icon,
No,
the
and then the
blue card
that's what it
icon.
was. And towards the end, I heard a echo, and then
Yeah, that's you did hear an echo because you were up twice.
mm,
When you for some reason when you came up, it didn't take the other one down. It left you up twice.
yeah,
So when you were talking on both channels that were up, showing that you were up. So that's why
both
there was
channels
an echo.
on one device.
Yeah, you were up twice on one device. Now how that happened, I don't know.
Yeah, not sure.
Monroe says it's raining a little bit now in North Carolina with 73 degrees for the high. He loves it.
What's the high?
73.
Yeah, we won't see that until, jeez, maybe October, November.
I'm going to say about October.
Yeah, we.
Now, I got a question for Monroe real quick. Now, Monroe, how does Mary Ann feel about it? Because that's got to be cool to her. Because 73, that's kind of low. Isn't that low for Manila? Isn't that a cold? Do they ever really get that cold for? And that's the high, so you know it's colder at night or later in the day. Now, I had somebody ask me why the Philippines don't you like snow? No, I don't. I lived in areas most of my life. Yeah, that's what I thought, Tim. 73 is cold in the Philippines. Most of my life, I lived outside the time I was in the Navy. I've always lived in areas that got snow, and some of the areas got a lot of snow. Like when I lived up around Rochester, we got somewhere around 90 inches a winter. I believe that. She's really going to hate it when winter gets here. You better buy her a very heavy jacket there, Monroe, before it gets too cold, and some sweaters, some nice sweaters. I got some friends that are from China, and I've seen them wear stuff like that during the summer. Not as much as the Filipinos, don't get me wrong. But I was in their hometown back in '99 in August, and believe me, it was hot. But it's not hot like that all year round, like in the Philippines. But it got hot. They got up around 100. That was their normal temperature for that time of year. It was in 90s and to 100 for the highs, which is similar to my hometown. I mean, 90s is similar for August for me, where I'm from. But yeah, yeah, I don't blame him, Monroe. Like I said, you want to keep the wife you happy. You know what they say: a happy wife is a happy life. And so yeah, but like I said, with me, it's just I'm just tired of snow. I'm tired of the cold, and the older I get, the more I dislike it. I mean, it's gorgeous to look at. Don't get me wrong, and that's what a lot of the people that have never been around snow think. You know, they say, "Oh, they look at the pictures of it and say, "Oh, it's gorgeous." You know, and
Yeah,
they,
dressing in layers is.
yeah, like I said, they've never been in it. You know, it is no fun driving in it. It's no fun walking in it. It's no fun shoveling it.
Mm.
Now when I was a kid, it was fun playing in it. I'll be honest with you. When I was a young kid, going sledding and stuff like that was fun. Making snow forts and having snowball fights. But I haven't done that since I was a kid. But when I was a kid, I wasn't driving in it. I did shovel it, but a lot of times I shoveled it for money when I was younger. Now, not my parents' place. I had to do that for free. That's part of the chores.
Yeah.
So I would take a snow shovel and go around to other neighbors who didn't have kids and shovel their sidewalks and driveways for money. So as a kid, I liked snow. But as I got older, I don't like shoveling it. I don't like driving in it. I can do it. I've been doing it most of my life. But that don't mean I have to like it. It is not fun at all.
And forget ice. That's even worse.
Oh yeah, forget that. Oh, believe me, the only word that's dirtier than snow is ice.
Yeah.
And I've been around a lot of ice storms too. Okay.
Yeah, we don't get too many down here, but it's Austin and Dallas do get a lot to get ice storms, and it's not a pretty sight.
No, it's not. It takes down power lines, tree limbs, and uh, a few years. And when I say few, I mean about 20 years back. I was living in Avon, New York, which it was about 11 miles from where I work, and we had a nice ice storm. And I'm driving home, and I could see big bolts of light off in the distance. What it was these power transformers, the
Yeah.
electrical transformers, blowing from the ice. It was blowing out transformers all over the place. And I want to say this is before I got my CPAP. So we're looking at well over 20 years ago. And I had an appointment the next day, which was a Saturday, believe it or not, but for a dental appointment in the morning. So I called them to cancel it. They were out of power. They could, even if they wanted, they couldn't accept customers that day because they had no power. Like I said,
Yes.
things went off all over. I forget how many days it took them to get everything back up. But and I've been through something like that back in Indiana too, because we get a lot of ice storms back home. Now, hey Pamela, how you doing? Thank you for the thumbs up, Pamela. We appreciate you coming. But yeah, like I said, snowstorms and ice storms are the worst things you can have. Well, not the worst things you can have, but that's the worst things about winter. Is those things. The worst things are tornadoes, which I've lived through those. I've had tornadoes hit within a block of my house. So yeah, I was in the Philippines for a typhoon, or whatever they call it over there. I was in Subic Bay, and there was one coming in. And when I went out, it was on the weekend. I went out that night, or that morning. I mean, I can't remember Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember which day of the week it was. But it was on the weekend. I had the day off. We went out to the beach and just knocked around and was having a good time. There was a friend of a friend's wife's, our girlfriend, I can't remember which. It was her birthday. We were out. We went to the beach to celebrate the birthday. Then we went to a movie, and when I left the ship, we were told when you got the word to return, you had 24 hours to get back to the ship. Cool. So when I got the word, I had to be back in about 12 hours anyway, so I didn't go back. We spent the night out like we normally do. So we go back the next morning, and my ship's gone. They pulled out because of the storm coming in.
Mm.
So, it wasn't that bad. The captain of my ship got in trouble for pulling out. But, there was I'm on a ship of about 1,000 people, right? And over 200 of us didn't make that trip out to sea.
Wow.
So anyway, I take a taxi on base. They had these little small taxis, and that was owned by a retired military personnel. That was a Filipino. That when he retired, he started the business and ran all these taxis on base, and a lot of Filipinos were the drivers. So I get one of the taxis, and I tell the guy which pier to take me to. And I get there, I get out of the cab, and I'm looking at this little tin can. Well, a tin can is not even half the size of my ship in height, and my ship's gone. So I'm walking up to this tin can. I look up and I goes, "My ship shrunk." The guys on the quarter deck just start laughing their butts off. So I go up the gangplank, request permission to come aboard. I go aboard. I give the guys my name and the ship I'm stationed at. And I asked them to put me in their thing to show I was on time. I was supposed to be back at a certain time. I'm there. I don't know where I got to report to. So I wanted to make sure. Hey, Emmeline, how you doing, Emmeline? Charmaine again, hello. So I asked the guys on the quarterdeck. I said, "Hey, Robert." I asked them where I should go to report. So they told me where to go. And we were in port. I think the next day the ship came back in. And so we was only in that night, but without them there. They came back in the next afternoon. And like I said, I'm on the pier where they're pulling in. Well, there's about 200 of us standing there on the pier waiting for our ship to come back in.
Yeah.
So thank you, Emmeline. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you liked it and you shared it. We really appreciate that.
Were there jeepneys back in the 70s?
Huh?
Were there jeepneys back in the 70s?
Oh yeah. There was jeepneys. Jeepneys have been around since the 40s.
Since the
They did World
Pope?
War II. They've had the jeepneys since the end. What they did with the first jeepneys were the jeeps that the U.S. forces left behind after the war, and the locals took the jeepneys and turned them into transportation, and they cut the frame and extended it. That's why they're called jeepneys. They
Yeah.
were made out of jeeps. And they cut the frame and extended it so they could get more people on there and use it as a transportation. And it eventually grew into what you see today. But yeah, the original jeepneys were made out of the World War II jeeps that were left behind in the Philippines after the war was over. In case you didn't know that, that's how they were known as jeepneys.
That's what Low Roller hated them because of the, I guess because of the emissions, but I'm not sure. He didn't like the jeepneys, but he never rode in one either. It's
Yeah,
an experience that you have to go through.
I rode them. Now, the ones I rode in were a little older than the ones that they have today, because I rode them in the 70s. And but yeah, you had to bend over a little bit, but I
Yeah,
didn't ride in them a lot. I did not ride in them a lot, but I did ride in them, a couple of them.
yeah. This time around, I made sure that the last time, 2019, I only got on once, but this time I said I'm gonna go on more than once.
Yeah.
And I took I'm in Laguna. You don't know I don't know if you know Laguna province or not. But
Hey, Cindy, hello. Now I'm going to tell you something I haven't ridden on that you've ridden on. Was the trikes. I don't recall ever seeing a trike back then. But back when I was there, I don't recall Jollibee's or McDonald's being there either.
Jollibee started late 70s.
That's what I said. I was there in the mid 70s.
The late,
Yeah, I
basically
said mid.
80s.
I was there in 74.
No, this was.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. When I was there, I never saw a Jollibee. And I don't even remember seeing a McDonald's, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, probably McDonald's might have joined much later.
Well, they might have been there before, but they were probably more like in Cebu or Manila.
Yeah.
And it probably came into Olongapo, which is where I was at, Olongapo, which is Subic Bay, later on. But or at least they weren't in the area that I ran around in. There's Subic City too. I never went over to Subic City. I went off over the river into Longapo. Hey, Jack, how you doing? But so, like I said, I went into that's where I was stationed at. Well, not stationed at. That's where my ship was at. Was in Longapo, Subic Bay. We were there for almost 3 months. I took up snorkeling or skin diving, whatever you want to call it, when I was in Subic Bay. They had an island that was right part of the base that that we military people could use. We could take a boat out to it and go swimming out there. And so, a buddy of mine was a scuba diver, and but he wanted to go snorkeling because he could. He wasn't. He had been trained, and he had people that went back in the States and get him his stuff doing go scuba diving, but he hadn't been certified so where he could get it on his own. But he had the equipment for a couple of us to go snorkeling. The first time he went, for some reason I couldn't go, and another buddy of ours went with him, and he couldn't learn how to use that snorkel right because he almost drowned himself.
Wow.
So he would go again, because I guess when he blew out the water, he didn't blow out enough, and he sucked some water in, and that was done. He was done. Hey, Alfie. So he asked me if I would go. Hey, Annie. And I told him, sure, I'll go, So he taught me how to use it. After that, we went every Saturday that we were both off. And we'd go in the morning, something to do besides go to the bar, and drink. And so on Saturday morning, we'd go out, we'd go swimming for a couple hours, knock around. And then we'd go back, get cleaned up, and then go out partying like we did every night. And this is my buddy Chris. And so that's where I learned to snorkel or scuba, not skin dive. So I enjoyed it immensely. It's a relaxing way to do it. I haven't done it in years, but I'll try to get back into that when I get back over to the Philippines. Around here, the water's too cold for that kind of stuff. It's just not that warm. And the best place to go would probably be the lakes, and I mean Great Lake, but they're not near where I'm at now. Lake George might be, but I don't think Lake George would be a good place to snorkel. It's a big lake, though. What are you going to see? Because you're not going to go out in the middle of the thing to go snorkeling. But because you can't go by anybody that goes by themselves is nuts. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
You need a buddy for safety. And so I don't know anybody that snorkels around here, so I won't do it. I think before I go back to the Philippines, I may take some lessons on scuba diving. Find a place that does that. There's usually some clubs that'll do that. Places that sell the equipment usually have a way of training people for scuba diving, and then they'll take you out and get you certified. So I may do that. I don't know yet. Depends on how much time I have, how much money I have. Because, like I said, for me right now, it's more important to save money. So when I go over, I'll have more than enough money for emergencies. Because the older you get, I shouldn't say more than enough, but more than enough to set myself up with a place to live, and then have money back for emergencies. Money I can't touch, because I'll probably self-insure. Because the older you are, the more it costs to insure yourself, get insurance. I wish they would let us take our Medicare over, or Medicaid. I know there's people that are working on trying to get that done. If they do, that'll make things so much easier and so much cheaper. Because it'd be a lot easier to afford stuff as far as medical goes. But those are things I can't worry about now. That's too many years down the road. Like I said, if everything goes right, which it should, I should be out of debt outside of my car and my living expenses by the end of this year. And then it starts saving money. That's why I want to work minimum a year, 2 years, minimum 2 years, counting this year, minimum 2 years, and probably 3 years. And like I said, also depends on my mother. I'm not going anywhere till she passes away. I don't want to sound morbid there, but I don't want to be that far away from my mother.
Yeah, I know, because if something should happen,
Yeah, well, she's 98. I mean,
with the 2 days travel just to get here.
yeah, it would take me almost 2 days. If I flew over there, it would take me almost 2 days to get back. Because, now you got to go over and get that clearance, for leaving, that clearance interview or whatever. I don't know how quick you can get that done. Well, probably the best thing for me to do if I was to go over with my mom alive would be to get the SRRV for the military SRRV if I could. I don't know if I can or not, but that would be the best thing because you can come and go a little more. Hey, Madeline. How you doing, Madeline? Thank you for coming. Baharang. How you doing, Baharang? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm sorry if I'm not. But I'm saying Baharang. I hope it's right. Thank you for coming. Any of you want to drop your link if on your channel, just type in 3 L's, LLL, nothing else. And my Nightbot will drop your link to your channel for you. And so anyway, like I said, that's my plan. Like I said, if I had to, I could probably go in 2 years without too much trouble. Make things a little tighter, but I could do it the way things stand right now. So, but I wanted to try to do 3 years, so it won't be any problem as far as being able to do it. I'm not going to say, like I said, I'm not going to say I won't have to worry about my money. I'm always going to have to worry about my money, but it'll ease a lot of headaches and relieve a lot of stress as far as money goes. Welcome back, Shane. But that's just what I have to do. One has to think about that stuff, and
Yeah.
Now I know you won't be able to retire till you're how old, Jerry? I know you don't
I
think
still got a long ways.
I know you're in your
Yeah,
50s.
I'm only 50.
Okay, yeah, you do have a little ways. But I'm going to tell you, you need to put somebody back. Don't be like me. Put somebody back now towards your retirement that you're not going to touch till you retire.
Well, the 401 is what I started really late with that.
Yeah, but that's still better than me. I didn't even do a 401k. Okay.
Back when I first started working there, the HR really didn't emphasize it, didn't really suggest it until much later, like 15 years later down the road. Because normally
yeah.
they'll
When I
try to
first started
persuade you.
working the job I'm working now, because I've been with this company for quite a few years, they didn't even offer 401k. It wasn't even offered yet. I was with them for 2 or 3 years before they offered it. All right. And
I've been to many of them, yeah.
by that time, my bills were already where if I took the money out, I would notice it. What I should have done was as soon as they gave me a raise, I should have started a 401k then, whatever the raise was. Because my bills were based on what I was getting. So it's all right. I got a raise. I'm not going to do any better because I'm taking that money and putting it in here. And then every time I got a raise, maybe not every time, but every once in a while, you kick in some more money. I didn't do that. I wasn't intelligent enough to do it. Actually, let's be honest about it. I wasn't worried about it because I was a young man still. I was still in my 30s. And I never thought about not having the money when I retired. Never even crossed my mind. I did not think about the future. I lived for today and part of that is my life experiences. I've said this before, and if you want, you can. One of my first videos, I talk about this. My father went on total disability when I was about 12 years old. And he always said if he could have been faking his illness, he could have enjoyed his retirement. And because, with his illness, he couldn't go out and do anything. He pulled a bowel out of place, so he had to know where the bathroom was at. He always had to be close to a bathroom because of his injury. And so the older I got, the more I thought about it. Dad wasn't enjoying his retirement because of his health, and he retired at 47. He wasn't very old. He went on total disability at 47 years old. And so I just thought, I'm going to enjoy my life now. The heck with later. You're not promised it. There is no promise tomorrow.
Nope.
That's the way I live my life. I live my life like there's no tomorrow. Let's enjoy today. And I should have been smarter about it. I should have said, yeah, let's enjoy my life, but let's try to save a little for tomorrow. And I did. I didn't do that. And if I'd have been a little more intelligent about it, I would have. And so that's I have to put that all on me, nobody else. And that's what I do. I mean, I take responsibility for the decisions I make, good or bad. They're my decisions. And so I got to live with them. So that's why I'm still working today at the age I am, because of the decisions I made in the past. If I'd have made the right decisions, I might have been in the Philippines already. But I'd have to be worried about getting back home by now, too, because of my mom. But, who knows? We can't change the past. So all we can do is try to look to the future. And that's what I'm doing. It's like some people want a long distance relationship because they want a relationship when they get to the Philippines. I don't want to deal with that, not this far out, because I can't guarantee I'm going in 3 years. Because like I said, I'm not going anywhere if my mom's still alive. Yeah, she'll be 100, but I'm still not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Plus, when I first go over, I don't know where I want to live for sure. There are some places I want to check out. I'm going to go to Cebu first. And I'm debating on whether or not to get a long-term rental there and then use that and travel around to check out other places. Or if to go there for a month or two, then maybe go somewhere else for a month or so and check out a few different places. Some of the places I'm interested in, just, like Cavite area, which is outside of Manila. They got good hospitals in Manila. If you can get a decent place there, maybe that might be all right. Iloilo. I love the river walk, the clean river. That's a nice area. Ormoc, which is in Leyte, which is not far from Baybay. It looks like it might be a nice area. It's right there in the ocean. And they got from Dan, they have a real nice hospital there. That's where they go when they want to go to a hospital. And there's, like I said, there's Davao. There's, there's a few other places that I would like. I really like Valencia, but we just lost Jerry. I don't know if that was by accident or if he's getting ready to go. But I really do like Valencia area, which is right outside of Dumaguete. But that's a little more expensive, and so I'm not sure if I could pull that off. I don't get me wrong, I could pull it off, but how much could I do if I did it? Because it's not just can I afford the rent, and can I afford the utilities and all that, but what can I do after I pay all that and buy my food? Like I said, I could afford Valencia as far as paying the rent, my utilities, and buying food, but how much could I do afterwards? That's something I'd have to look at. All right, Jerry. Hey, you have a good night. Follow up, and So you take care. Hey, Megan, how you doing? I don't know how much longer I'm going to go. I was hoping to have more people come up, but we'll. So have a good night, Jerry. Take care. But like I said, the Philippines is definitely a place I want to check out. Like I said, Cebu's the first place I'm going. And at least that's the plan right now. I may decide to go to Manila area first and then Cebu, because there's certain things in Manila I really want to see. So I have to go to Manila sometime. Whether it's for a week or two or longer, I don't know. A week would probably get everything I need to see, or want to see. But if I go when I first get there, will I have the energy to go see everything in a week? I want to go see the American Filipino Cemetery from World War II. I really want to see that. I want to see the Grand Canal Mall. The Mall of Asia, probably would mind seeing that just because it's one of the largest malls. Although if I had to choose between the two, I'd take the Grand Canal because I think it's more interesting. So, like I said, there's those two things there at least, and I'd probably spend the whole day doing both. So there's at least 2 days. And if I really enjoyed it, I don't think I'd enjoy the cemetery that much. I'd go back a second day unless I didn't get everything seen. But the mall, I could probably see myself going there 2 or 3 days. I'm a people. I like to watch people. I'm a people watcher, or however you want to say it. I could go in, sit down, and just watch people and drink my coffee, enjoy myself. I I do. I enjoy that. So, but like I said, I do want to go to Manila at least once for a few days. Uh, I want to go to, like I said, Cebu. I want to give it a month or two. And let's be honest about it. When I first get to the Philippines, I think there will be an feeling of euphoria, and that means I'll be happy. Everything's going to be it's going to be great, and euphoria, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It just everything is fantastic. You love everything. It's like when I first moved down here where I'm at now. I had that feeling. It was someplace new, and I get that with a new place. I really do. I really enjoy going somewhere new. But you've got to give it a month or two for that newness to wear off to see if you like it. And after the newness wear off here, I like it down here. I really do. Uh, I don't run around with very many people. I don't require a lot of close friends. I like friends, but I don't have to have a lot of close ones. So hopefully I'll get to see and meet a lot of you guys that are in the Philippines when I'm there, in your area. And like I said, there's a few areas I want to go to. Like I said, Davao, Iloilo, Ormoc, Cavite area. Like I said, Cebu. Maybe I'd like to go over to Dumaguete just if I see Mike and Robert and Sammy, and maybe some others over there. If nothing else, go see them, and just to check it out. We appreciate ABC having the raid. We really do appreciate it. I got Larice doing the raid on me too. That's where Shane came from. But we appreciate all that. I got one coming from Selexi. Bahrain came from Selexi. So I appreciate all the raids. And we've been going almost an hour and a half. I hope Ed's doing well. I thought he would be here today, but he's not. Jerry dropped out. Time for him to go to bed. He's an early to bed, early to rise type person. That's what he's been most of his life. I'm a little different. I like to go to bed a little later than he does, and I like to get up a little later than he does. Now, I can't on my work days because I have to get up and go to work. But, we'll deal with that. So, anyway, we're just trying to enjoy our life. I hope everybody likes this new camera angle I have. If it works well, I hope it does. We'll keep it. If anybody decides they don't like it, put it in the chat or sometime mention it. If not this week, maybe next week. Let me know. I'm trying to improve certain things. I mean, one of these days maybe I'll start editing some of my videos, but not right now. So, all right, hey everybody, I think I'm gonna go ahead and shut this one down here in a couple of minutes. It's going on an hour and a half. I could go a lot longer, but I've run out of things to talk about by myself. No one seems to be asking questions, which is fine. I mean, you don't have to, because I'm not an expert on anything. But if you want to know anything about me, ask and I'll try to answer. If you would like any of the women, no, I'm not dating anybody. I'm not looking to date somebody right now. I'm not looking to date anybody here in the States because they're not going to keep me here. And most women that I would date here in the States are probably grandmothers. Hey, Eileen, she's from Maurice, are probably grandmothers, and they don't want to leave their grandkids, which I understand. But I'm not staying here in the States. I'm going to the Philippines. I'm sorry. I had somebody ask me, a good friend of mine just asked me here recently, how sure am I wanting to go? And I told her, I'm going. It's just that simple. I'm not staying, once I can go, I'm not staying any longer than I have to. And like I said, right now, my plan is 3 years, but that means my mother will have to pass away within the next couple of years. And if she's still alive after 3 years, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere till after she passes. That's another reason why I'm not trying to get a long distance relationships going, because I don't want to commit to someone and when I can't tell them, hey, I'll be there at this time. I just don't think it's right. Now, I've had people tell me that, they won't care. I care. I just can't do it. It's just not in me. I'm not crazy about long distance relationships to begin with, especially when you've not met each other. And then you're going to tell me I don't have an end date. If I'm going to start a long distance relationship, I want an end date. And by end date, I mean a date that that she will know that I'm going to be there by this date. All right. So in other words, I probably wouldn't even be willing to start it until I have a date picked out that I'm actually that year, probably within a few months of going. That's probably how close I'm going to be. So I probably won't even start a relationship at all, because why not wait till I'm there? If it's going to be that close and it's only going to be a couple of months, you're not going to know them well enough to make a real true commitment in that time frame. At least that's my feeling. Now, I think once you know each other and meet in person, that you can make up your mind fairly quickly if you're right for each other. I do believe in that. My parents knew each other for about 3 months when they got married. And they were married for about 30 years or longer before my dad died. They were married over 30 years. I can't remember how long, 35, something like that. So they were married till my father died, and they only knew each other about 3 months. My oldest sister and her husband knew each other less than 6 months. And they've been married over 50 years. Now, I've had a sister that got a divorce. So, my father was divorced. Not my mother, my father was divorced once. So I do believe you can make a mistake as well. But I do believe that, you can get a strong feeling within less than a year. I would probably want to take that long, because at my age, I've never been married. I don't know how I'm going to get the thing showing that I've never been married, but I've never been married. I had some long-term girlfriends. Hey, Jack. Let me get Jack. We'll keep going for a while. How you doing, Jack?
I just came in for 5 seconds. Bye.
You're just flying by?
I skipped out of here for a second, and I went to another sub's live stream, and I don't know, they might have been drunk and pretty high. And one guy, he was like, "Look at this! I'm thinking about the end of this." And he takes his camera and like jams it down there. I'm like, "Ooh, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
That is wow. Not going to that channel again.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've been going now for a little over an hour and a half, just over. And I thought Ed, Big Mac Daddy was going to come in today, but I guess he didn't make it. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to give him a call, see what's going on. But I thought he'd be in today.
How's the apartment complex coming out?
Huh?
How's the apartment complex coming out?
What complex? I didn't hear you.
Apartment complex.
Oh, the apartment complex is doing pretty well. They got the pool area done. The dog park's in. They still haven't finished up with the basketball tennis court area. They got it re-topped, but they haven't reinstalled the tennis court or the basketball court. So I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I do like the improvements they've done. My rent went up a little bit, but it didn't go up last year. So just new people bought it last year, towards the end of the year, and they're the ones putting all this money in. It's the new owners group, and they're the ones that raised the rent. So I mean, they're the ones that raised it up. But I've looked at an apartment complex similar to this before this, and they were higher than what this is 3 years ago. Okay, and they're very, very similar to what I'm living in now. So this is quite a bit cheaper than those places. So I mean, for this area, I'm living in an area that I'm living in an apartment complex that's very reasonable, for as nice as it is. Okay, there's other places that cost a whole lot more, but they're a whole lot nicer. They're newer, they're and all that. But this apartment complex I live in is not exactly new. There's like, count the office complex, there's like 29 buildings in the complex. And varying number of apartments in each building. Some buildings have a lot more apartments, and some have kind of a small. But there's something like, I want to say something like over 600 apartments.
Wow.
So it's not a small complex. And when the weather's nice, I enjoy walking around it. Some of the lawn decorations I show are actually from the complex. Now, the one with the car, no, that's on the way to work. But some of the other, and I'm talking about the regular decoration, not just seasonal, because the seasonal, I'll get them wherever I can get them. But some of the, like I said, some of the lawn decorations is right here from the complex. Some apartments have more of a yard in the front, where I don't have I don't have a yard. All right, I got a little area where it's mostly rocks, and then there's a bush, and then there's the sidewalk, the driveway, and then a hill going down to the street. And I'm sure the apartments cost comparably to what you have available. Like if you have a nice yard that's actually looks like it's part of your apartment, it probably costs a little more than a place like mine that doesn't have a yard. And then, there's 2 bedrooms. I don't know if there's any 3. I know there's a lot of 2-bedroom apartments. Every building's got at least I want to see about four or more of them. Because if you got one downstairs, the one above it is also a two bedroom.
Uh-huh.
And but I want to say every building is four of those. Now, there's a couple buildings that they actually have 3 floors. Most of them are just 2 floors. Mine's just 2 floors. And there's a couple buildings that have 3 floors. And the bottom floor, I think, are all studios.
Hmm.
And the others are like 1 or 2 bedrooms. But I think all the ones on the bottom of these one complex, these one building, like there's 3 or 4 buildings like this. I want to say 4, and they have studios in the bottom. And so those would probably be a lot cheaper there too. But I've seen their studios. I'd just as soon have what I have right now. Now, when I move to the Philippines, like I said, in about 3 years, I'll take whatever I can afford. If it's a studio, it's just because this furniture is mine. All this furniture in here is mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sell it or get rid of it one way or another when I go to move. I'm not taking any of it with me.
Just don't be like some foreigners, come here and like try to live like a millionaire. I'm like, dude.
No. I'm not even going to try to live like a thousandaire.
Mm.
I'm not even going to be a thousandaire, buddy. I'm going to be what they would consider lower to middle income. That's the way I'm going to try to live. I'm talking about what they would consider that in the Philippines. All right, lower middle or middle income.
Like all these houses here in my area are just all mixed the hell up.
Yeah.
It's
But,
like this is like considered a multi-million-dollar house.
Tim's asked me if I saw the Northern Lights. Tim, I'm not far enough north to see the Northern Lights. Not in my area. Now, when I was up around Rochester, maybe I could see it, but I'm farther south. I'm about 200 miles from Rochester, mostly south. So I'm really not going to see the Northern Lights. Well, I shouldn't say mostly south, but it is south a lot. I'm not going to really see the Northern Lights from where I'm at. It would be nice to be able to see those.
There's even some like squatter areas in here.
Well,
like some of these houses like mine just like stick out like a sore thumb.
Like I said, I don't plan on living like a squatter, but right now, if I had to say what kind of a place I'm going to have, it's probably going to be a condo, like either a studio or a 1 bedroom, depending on which one I can afford best. At least when I first go over. Maybe after I'm there for a while, maybe I'll rent a house. I doubt it, but I might. You never know.
You could like get a decent little condo for like a couple hundred, maybe $250 a month.
Well, Tim says they even saw the Northern Lights in North San Antonio, Texas. If they did. I'm sorry. At nighttime, Tim, I'm in the house. Jaylynn, how you doing, Jaylynn? And she said hi to everybody in the chat. So, yeah, it's just like I said, at nighttime I stay in my apartment. I really don't go out and so I haven't really done much running around since I moved down here. I've been busy trying to get myself out of debt. And then I got to start saving money to go to the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not even out of debt yet, so we got to do that first. And we should get that done this year. Like I said, I'd stay home a lot because of it. I mean, really, I don't do much.
It's like me, like 99.5% of the time I'm at home. And that saves a lot of money and headache.
You know the sad thing, Jaylynn, I can't even call my mother on Mother's Day. Her hearing's so bad that she wouldn't be able to hear me if I called her. That's how bad her hearing's got. She can't even, from my understanding, she don't even hear the phone anymore.
Wow.
Or if she does, she takes her too long to get to it, and she can't hear you over the phone. So I just call my sisters and ask. I get updates from my sisters on how my mother's doing. But yeah, I've got her. I sent her birthday. Listen to me. I sent her a Mother's Day card, and we sent her flowers. And she sure get the flowers because we ordered it from a place in Terre Haute itself, and so they'll deliver the flowers tomorrow, and then hopefully my card will be there today. And so we'll see. But yeah, I always try to get my mom flowers and a card for Mother's Day and a birthday card, maybe flowers for her birthday. But I can't. I used to call her some, but I can't call her anymore. She can't really understand you on the phone anymore, and you can hardly hear her. Even though she's going deaf, you can't hear her. She still talks too low. And now you can do it when you're in the room with her. You can hear her fine, but on the phone, she does. Larice, how you doing, Larice? This is one of Larice's Jersey's ninja channels. This is Larice Resurrection. And it's got one that's called It's Me Lou. It's also her name. Only got one ninja channel. And that's Lazy A. Lee. And when I type in, it comes up as Larry. So, but yeah. And Lee's from L33.
Let me troll you with another account.
Like I said, that's the only 2 accounts I got. And I made the one account. I'm not sure. I think you might have knew Leonard Lund.
Yeah.
When he passed away, that's when I came up with my second account, so I put my one phone in the living room showing the couch, and I have to see because he always came up into my live stream, and I made it as Leonard Lund, and so it showed Leonard. I was in honor of him to show that his presence is still felt in the channel. It was just for the one live stream, and we did it, and Dan came up, and somebody else, maybe Mac Daddy. I think Mac Daddy came up. We did a live stream that way, and then I changed the name of the channel after a couple of weeks to Lazy A. Lee because I didn't want to keep it as Leonard, because I didn't think that would be right because I only did it for that one live stream. So I changed it over, and then I put in a couple of shorts that I didn't use on my own channel, my main channel. So it's got some content, but very little. And so I've had that for a while. But I use it. I have a few people I follow on that one just to show it is active, just to show it being used. And so we do that. And Manlin's back again. And we've been doing that, so we're trying to get things straightened out. But, oh, man. I tell you, I got my best night's sleep last night. And I don't know how long. I actually slept almost solid 7 hours.
I think it's about around what I got.
No. You don't understand. I don't normally even get 5 solid hours of sleep. I'm lucky if I get 3 before I wake up. I usually get around 3 to 4 hours. Then I'm awake. I have to get up. I can go back to bed, get another hour or 2, and then I got to get up and go to work. Or I stay all day in bed trying to make up for the sleep. I actually slept almost a solid 7 hours and did not wake up for almost 7 hours. And I haven't done that, and I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't. I cannot tell you how long it's been. It's probably been a couple of years since I've slept that long. And so, when I woke up, I figured, all right, I've got about 5 hours, pretty good. Best I've done in a long time. I looked over and it's like over 7 hours. Now, I laid there for a little while. That's why I say it's about 7. It's probably just a little under, but well over 6.5, almost 7 solid hours of sleep. I couldn't believe that because I went to sleep fairly quick when I laid down. A lot of times I do that. Once in a while, it takes me a while to get to sleep, but usually I can get to sleep within a few minutes after laying down. But I usually only sleep, like I said, 3, and if I'm lucky, 4 hours, and then I'm up. I have to get up and go to the bathroom, walk around a little bit, then go back to bed. And sleep another 2 to 3 hours, and then I have to get up and go to work. Is that your? Hey, we got the original Black Filipino.
Yeah.
Hello from Jack Hobson. Now, Jack, I'm going to ask you: is he a good guy? Is that you?
Huh? That's
Is he a good guy?
Sometimes.
Well, we're going to give him a monitor. He's a monitor now. Is that you?
Yeah.
That's what I figured. But I didn't want to make an assumption without asking.
I didn't come up with any content for that channel yet. I've been thinking about it with a friend of mine, but
Well, like I said,
my mood's been like up and down with things, and
like I
putting
said,
it off.
on Larry on my channel, that's Lazy A Lee. Let me see. Yeah, naturally he's going to do that. Now let me just do this. Close it down. It goes Lazy dash A dash and the A is capital, and so is the L on Lee. And it's a capital L, Lazy dash capital A dash capital L 33. That's my other channel. And it's got, let's see. It's got like 2 short videos. That's all it's got. 2 shorts. And
Sounds like a big channel.
like I said, it's not meant to be anything but a ninja channel. I got 19 subscribers.
Oh boy.
Well, I had more than that on this channel, before I ever put any content on. I had pictures of I had a sore on my back that had to be cut out. I went to the VA in Buffalo and got the sore cut out. This is, oh God, I keep trying to remember how many years ago it was. 7, 8, 10 years, I don't know, somewhere in there. And the picture, I don't know how they got loaded up on my channel. I didn't mean to load them up, but they got loaded up on the channel. And I had the channel just so I could, because you can't go to a live stream and chat without a channel. Now, you don't have to have anything on that channel, but you got to have a channel. At least you did back when I created this channel. And so that's why I created it. And I created this channel as Larry Lee. And because, well, I don't care if people know my real name. That's my name, Larry Lee. And I was following a guy called Chris in Cebu. Now, Chris had 3 other Larrys besides myself.
And there's another.
There was Larry B, Larry G, and I think the other guy was like Larry Outdoors. Crystal, how you doing, Anna? Welcome,
Hey,
man. We appreciate you coming. Now, somebody named Dana Stella one says hello.
The installer.
Do you know who's that one? Is that a friend?
That's me.
Is that you again? I'm not going to bother giving you a monitor. But anyway, so that's why I changed my channel to Lazy Larry. And that's all I was going by. They kept the double L's. And somebody said they were, and I decided to put up a channel because everybody kept asking me, why Lazy Larry? Why, how come that name? And so I did a video, hello, I'm Lazy Larry. And a lot of people were telling me they couldn't find it. So I did a search, and I saw there was a cartoon character known as Lazy Larry. And you had to go to like 2 or 3 pages of Larry stuff to get to me, if not more. I mean, it was really hard to find me. So I changed the name from Lazy Larry to Lazy Larry Lee, and I'm the first thing that pops up, at least back then. I don't know if I still am or not. But I would be the first thing to pop up under Lazy Larry Lee. So that's why I changed it to Lazy Larry Lee, so people could find me easier. And
Yeah, you're right there on top.
Mr. Poppincock. Hello, Mr. Poppincock. That's one of the JLB haters, I believe.
Mr. Poppycock.
Poppycock, yeah. And he put down Jack, then he changed it to JAC. He had it spelled as JACK. Then he corrected the spelling, so he's saying hi to both of us.
I have a big giant sign on top of the store in front of my house.
Yeah.
And he completely misspelled my last name. I'm like, oh, there's no U in my last name.
Yeah. So they got Hopson or Hopson with a U instead of an O.
Exactly. Hoopson.
CBGB, how you doing? CBGB, maybe they don't want to return, but I don't want to stay. He says most Filipinos in the West do not ever want to return.
Me, I actually missed the snow back in Michigan.
I will not miss the snow. I did that when I went in the Navy. I was out in San Diego, California, and I got to missing the snow. And I went home for Christmas, and I got snow. I got over 6 inches of snow on the ground. And my dad didn't have insurance on me for driving the car, so because of the snow, he wasn't going to take any chances, which I don't blame him. Because in Indiana, they don't get the roads clear real quick. So that 6 inches of snow stayed on the roads for most of the time I was there. So I walked. I had somebody take me everywhere I wanted to go. But that was all right. I was going to get my white Christmas, which is what I wanted. Christmas Eve, it rains. I get up Christmas Day, and there's nothing but little patches of snow. And I said, that's it. I don't care if I ever see snow again. And I've not liked snow since. That's right, CB, but I'm going to tell you something. I want to go where I can live on my Social Security. And those places that don't have snow in the United States aren't Social Security friendly. Not when you're a poor boy like I am. Hello, my channel. How you doing? So, that's my thing. I mean, I'm going to be living on strictly my Social Security when I retire. Like I said, I'm going to have savings, but that's going to be for emergencies and stuff like that. Because my Social Security is going to be on the low end. I've been a security officer most of my adult life, outside of when I was in the Navy, and a couple other jobs here and there, but most of it's been as a security guard. Well, security guards, as contract security, which is what I was, don't make a whole lot of money. So
you can't go over a certain amount for.
CB, that's where we'll disagree. The heat I can take. Go live in the Midwest. Be there in August. Go to my hometown. In August, it's high humidity, 90 degrees, if not 100 and some. It will take me a while to get readjusted to that. I'll grant you that. But I'm not going to live in the province. I'm not a province boy, never have been, never will be. I will live in a smaller city, maybe Cebu or smaller. Like I said, I could take Iloilo, Davao. Wherever I live, I'm going to have air conditioning. I'm not dumb enough to think I'm going to live in the Philippines without air conditioning.
Mm,
That ain't going to happen.
my air conditioner
I
runs
live in
24/7
Baguio.
in my bedroom.
Like I said, I'd have to live in Baguio.
Cooler there. Right now in Bacolod, it's 92.
Yeah.
Feels
Well,
like
92.
one.
That's not. I can take 92 high humidity. That's my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with that. I'm not lying. My hometown. If you don't get at least 2 weeks in the upper 90s, well, then you had a cool summer. That's cold. I can remember summers a whole month in the 90s, and the low never got below 90
Mm-hmm.
for the whole month of August. I can remember summers that way. And I'm talking about the low would be in the 90s or upper 80s the whole damn month.
Oh,
So
they're
I've
calling
lived
for
through
rain.
that. I can adjust to that. But, now, I'm not going to be out there cutting grass like I did back in those days. I did. In the 90s, I cut grass. I, I, I didn't have a house I had to cut grass, but my mom did. I'd go cut her grass. I had an uncle who was in his 90s. I went and cut his grass, you know, in that kind of weather. I was younger, so I did it. I'm talking about I was in my 20s and 30s. Even my 40s, I was out there doing it. That 40s is when I finally moved out here, my mid 40s. But yeah, but no, no, no. Believe me, I can take the heat a whole lot better than I can take the cold.
Mm-hmm.
And because the cold actually
Yeah,
bothers your arthritis more than the heat does. And I have arthritis in both hands and both knees, but especially the hands. I mean, I don't know. Can you see that? That's about as that's a fist. That's as tight as I can get that fist. This one I
wow.
can get all the way shut. But this finger here won't close all the way. That's closed. So I mean, you know how you do the Boy Scout 3? Well, I can't. That's it. I have to do 3 like this, or otherwise it just hurts like all get out.
Mm.
So yeah, that's why I'm saying, CB. I'm gonna save up 2 years. I will have when I leave. I will have enough money that I can go a year and never work, never get any money coming in at all. Hello, it's me.
What's going on?
Not much, Eddie. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. How's Joyce doing?
She's doing good, doing good.
Well, like I
How
said,
are
you
you?
haven't been out for a while.
Oh yeah, I've been out of it. I had knee surgery and just a lot of stuff going on. But I've been
Well,
popping in once in a while watching you guys, but not sticking around much.
no, CB. What I'm saying is, I could go a year and not have any other income coming in except for what I have saved, and still have money left over at the end of the year. I could. I plan on having enough saved I can live there for 2 years without getting a single dime from anything else but my savings. And my savings is actually going to be for emergencies. I'm going to live off my Social Security, so I think I'll have plenty of money for emergency. Most
When are
people
you?
say 10 to 20,000. I'll have more than that.
I hear you saying you headed to the Philippines, Larry?
Yeah, but that's not for. It's going to be about 3 years. My mom's still alive.
Gotcha. Okay, your mom's still
Yeah,
going there.
so
Okay.
and Cavite is one of the areas I'm looking at. I'm going to go Cebu first, and but because I want to be near a good hospital. Now, Cavite is not too far from, and I'm talking about the area Cavite. They're not too far from uh, Manila, which Manila has good hospitals, and so we plan on being there somewhere near a good hospital, and so that means I'm going to have to live in a city of some size. Don't have to be as large as Manila. Don't have to be as large as Cebu. We just lost Ed for some reason. Ed, if you're still there, come on back up. But I do want, the older you get, the more important a hospital is. I'm in good health for my age. I'm in really good health. Outside, like I said, outside of my arthritis. But how long is that going to last? I mean, my mom's 98. That don't mean I'm going to make it there. My older sister's 81. Don't mean I'm going to make it there. I already outlived both my brothers and my father. But I do have 3 older sisters and a younger sister. They're all still kicking. But like I said, as far as the temperature goes, no, I can adjust to that. The temperatures I can adjust to. Yeah, inflation's raising here too. And I'm going to tell you something, CB. If I stay here, I can't retire. I'll have to work to the day I die if I want to live comfortably. That's all there is to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm going. Now, I may have to live in one of those areas that don't have a lot of expats to help lower the cost. I may have to move to a different country. I may have to go find a country that's even cheaper than the Philippines. They are out there in Southeast Asia. Vietnam's cheaper. So's a couple other places. I prefer the Philippines because, one, they speak English. A large number of the population speaks English to some degree. So that makes it easier on your living. 2, it is a lot cheaper than living here. Like I said, I follow people that live in Valencia. I also follow people that live in Cavite. I follow people that live in Leyte and a few other places. And with what they're spending, I can afford to live there right now. I can afford to live, like I said, I can afford to live in Valencia in a enclosed apartment complex.
That's like 6 hours south of me.
And if you ever check out Malpas in Valencia, I can afford to live there. I can. Now, I'd have to watch my P's and Q's, my pennies and quarters, after I pay everything, and I'm talking about including the food and stuff, if I want to save money. So, because I'm not planning on that money that I have being all I save. I want to add to it. Now, the couple I follow, they have a 2-bedroom apartment there. It's Turquoise Sunrise. And I think it's Sunrise, not Sunset. But the 1-bedroom would be cheaper. But I don't want to spend that kind of money on a place. I don't. So in other words, I'm not going to live in a gated community. At least that's not my plan. But you know how that goes. You plan one thing and do something else. Hey, Don Diego, like I said, if you want to, an easier way to do it on my channel is you just type in LLL, and my Nightbot will drop your link with absolutely no problem. And I have no desire to live in Samoa. There's a small area. There's not a whole lot to do there. If I was going to go somewhere like that, like I said, Vietnam, Malaysia is actually a little cheaper. You got Cambodia. There's a lot of places cheaper than the Philippines.
Don't go to North Korea.
No, not China either.
Nope.
And but I do know people that live in China. Of course, they're Chinese, but I do know some Chinese people that live in China. But no, I have no desire to go to South Sudan. But no, like I said, at my age, I'm not going over looking for some young girl. She'd be highly disappointed if I went with a young girl.
I've seen some old foreigners here in the malls.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying, in my case, they would be highly disappointed fine if they were going out with me.
They'd be in wheelchairs getting wheeled around the mall by like
No, I'm not talking about that.
18-year-old, and her face looks like so disappointed, like missing limbs and stuff. I'm like, wow.
Like I said, I'm not going to talk about that. I just they would be highly disappointed. Anybody that's
I want to meet Larry.
like I said, they'd be highly disappointed. And if I was going to go over and date someone in the Philippines, if I was going over there, I would want someone much closer to my age than someone in their teens or 20s, early 30s. That's all too young for me.
Right.
They don't want to.
Mine is actually.
They may want to go with me. I don't want to go with them. I want someone that's got some life experience. That because like they say, outside of the sex, what else is there with a young kid? I mean, what do you got? I want someone I can talk to, someone I can have a meaningful conversation, someone that had some life experience. Now, there are some women in their 20s and 30s that have that, but I'm not looking for someone that young because most of them are going to want kids.
Mhm.
I don't want kids at my age. So I want a woman that's going to say, all right, I've got my kids. I don't need any more because I'm too old to have them. 40s or 50s probably. So
Yeah, just make sure she doesn't want any if she don't have any.
like I said, if she's in her 50s, she won't be having them.
No, you're right. She won't.
That's why I'm saying I'm looking at women older, I'm not looking at some young girl. And CB, there's a lot of propaganda on there where you can. Well, there's people on there that say, "Oh, you can live on as little as $500 or $800." I couldn't. I'm going to be honest with you. If that's all the money you got coming in, stay here. The government will help you out. And I could. There's places around here I could probably move into and afford once I retire, because they'll go on your income. It's like 30% of your income. Okay, that senior housing is what I'm talking about in New York. It'd be your about 30% of your income. So I can afford that for a rent. But I'm still in the cold. I'm still in believe me, it's not 30% in let's say I take 30% of my income in the Philippines. I'll live in a better place in the Philippines for 30% of my income than I'm going to live here.
Yep.
All right. So
we're making the trip in October 29th. We're headed back out.
yeah. And CB, here's a gentleman that's been to the Philippines. His wife is Filipino. They plan on going back for a while. Or do you guys plan on moving over there after you retire?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a place already, so
And
we're ready.
I got a couple others that come in here that, matter of fact, they've already moved back to the Philippines. Phil-Am couple. They've been married about 18 years. They've been back in the Philippines now for almost 2 years. I got another older couple. They're retirement age now. They're retiring, just retired this year, actually. They're moving over there in about 4 or 5 weeks. They're waiting for they got a son. They have a son that's still in school. He will finish up school the next few weeks, and then they're moving to the Philippines. And they've been there for a few years because her mother was sick, and they went over there for 2 or 3 years. And now that they're retired, they're going back over there to live. So, and some of the vloggers I follow have been there for 6, 7 years. It all depends on your situation there, CB. Where do you end up at? How do you want to live?
Stay away from Dramageddon.
I'm going to go to Dramageddon. I'm going to live in there, but I'm not going.
Oh, for living there, don't.
It's Dramageddon there's nothing against Dramageddon except for it's getting a little more expensive because they're getting more and more expats in there, so the prices are going up.
Yeah.
If I don't see more foreigners, I just go back home.
But I don't mind having foreigners around, but if they're driving the rents up,
Yeah.
you would rather go.
I agree with Jack. If there's foreigners there, why be there with around foreigners? I wouldn't want to be around so many foreigners.
Yeah, well,
I get ready to go to Dumaguete all the time.
From my understanding.
Yeah.
And it's a good, fair sized city. Now, Dan, you know Dan.
Yeah.
That's where him and Minnie go. If they need a good hospital, they go to Ormont.
Yeah.
And so that's about an hour or so away from them. Now, a bye-bye is not a bad place, but I want to be near the good hospital. So Ormont's where I would go if I'm going to go to Leyte. They're on the other side of the island, the Tacloban or whatever, however they pronounce that other city's name. It's supposed to have a pretty good hospital too. So it'd be one of those two cities there if I'm going to go to Leyte. And
if you can afford it, you know what, Larry? If you can afford it, I don't remember the guy's channel, but man, he played it smart. He went and stayed a month or two somewhere, checked out the area, went to another place 1 or 2 months, checked out another area. He just kept going until he finally found a place to settle down that worked for him.
A few different places. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to. That's why I'm working 3 more years. All right.
Yeah.
So I can afford to do that. Now I'm going to go to, like I said, I'm going to go to Cebu. Now, what I'm trying to decide right now, if I want to do a long term in Cebu, but just say, hey, I'm going to be gone for 2 or 3 weeks or a month. I'll still have this place here, but I'm going to go somewhere else and check it out for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Or do I want to just stay a couple months here, go somewhere else for a couple months? That's something I'm still trying to figure out.
Yeah, I think that every single guy, if he's going to do that, don't just go to Dumaguete and just because people go there, and
Dumaguete is going to be a place to visit. Like I said, I don't plan. If I was going to go over to Dumaguete area, I would rather go to Valencia because it's cooler. So that would save you on electricity. It's higher up. It's right outside, and it's not that far from Dumaguete, but it's higher up on the mountain. So it's cooler. So you use less electricity. But I wouldn't live in Arpaul's. There's other apartments up there. I'd have to go to one of those others. But
Jack, where are you at, Jack?
In Bacolod City.
He's in Bacolod.
Bacolod. Oh, okay.
Bacolod City.
Bacolod City?
Yeah.
Bacolod City. Where's that? Is that in Cebu?
Oh, no, it's Negros Occidental. It's about 5 hours and 59 minutes north of Valencia.
Oh, okay.
It's the capital.
How long you been there?
On and off, 9-10 years, but this trip about 4.5.
Oh, okay. You like that place where you're at? Enjoying it there?
It's not bad. Not bad. I really don't pay anything, but.
Yeah. Are you married?
No, I have a fiance.
You have a fiance? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
Good deal, man.
Now, see, Ed and his wife, her family lives in Cavite. We're at Cavite.
We're in Bacoor, Cavite.
Cavite, Bacoor. Like I said, but there's other cities in that area which are not too far from Manila that I would be willing to check out for cost of living. Because, you want the good hospital, but you don't have to be right beside it. You just got to be close to it.
Yeah.
And CB was asking me about the food. Well, I eat a lot of mixed vegetables. I eat a lot of chicken, and I eat a lot of pork now. So a lot of the food would be similar to what I'm eating right now. I've had chicken. The last 4 meals have all been chicken, cooked different ways. I had chicken wings tonight, the buffalo style.
I think you'll be fine with the food then.
Oh, yeah, I'll be fine with the food.
Rice is life. Just remember that. I'm in the U.S. and rice is life, but
I had pork fried rice yesterday for supper. So,
Just
like I said, if you live in a fair sized city, you're going to have a Chinese restaurant. You may not have
yeah.
American style food, but I can eat Chinese. I can eat Filipino.
No,
Love
it's a different though. It's different. It's different, Larry, because you literally get rice in the morning, afternoon, and evening.
No.
It's
That's
not
if
like
you go. No, I know that. I know. I have good friends that are Chinese. Believe me, they eat a lot of rice. Now they don't eat rice for breakfast, but they eat. I've had their parents over to my place. I cooked a baked ham, sweet potatoes, candy yams, basically,
yeah.
and apple pie. And they still had. They loved the sweet. They ate all the sweet potatoes I had, but they still had to have rice.
be like, ooh,
Yeah.
hey.
They still had to have
Yeah.
rice. It was not a meal without rice. Like I said, these are people from China that I know. And the mother is almost old enough to be my mother. All right, not quite, but she's almost old enough to be my mother.
So Joyce is she makes a lot of food. She has a special, order out that she does
Yeah,
on what is it? Pre-orders
yeah.
of food that she does, and she does Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and she's got a lot of American people. Only a couple Filipinos come around and get food, but most of them are Americans.
Well, I used to go to a college, and I had a lot of friends in college there. So I knew this couple from Malaysia. Yeah, they were from Malaysia. They were Malaysian. Now not um, they were not Muslims. They were Catholic. You go to Malaysia, it's mostly Muslims, but there are Catholics there. They're usually on a different side of the island, but they got both there. But it's mostly government is mostly Muslim. But they would sell food, and they'd have the yellow rice and different kinds of meat and stuff. I got my lunch from them all the time.
Hey, what's
I can eat
what
rice.
what's Mac Daddy been up to? How is he doing?
He was in last week. I thought he was going to be here today, but he was here last week. He had his eye surgery. He was blind for a while.
Yeah.
He had
Okay.
eye surgery, cataracts, and they were told him it'd be a couple of weeks or more because there'd probably be a lot of swelling and stuff. Almost no swelling. He got his eyesight back real good. So I didn't call him today. I just thought he'd be in tonight, so I'll probably give him a call this week to see what's going on. Because he was wanting to talk about the Philippines. That's why I named the chat what I did. Let's talk about the Philippines. Because he's planning on going over this fall to meet up with his fiance and maybe get married. And then he's going
I was going to ask about that. When's he going?
I'm not sure the exact date. I just know it's going to be in the fall.
Oh, okay.
And he's supposed to be having. He's got to have his other eye surgery next month in June. I want to say the 5th. It could be the 6th. He's going to have the other eye done, and then he's going to go a few months after that. But he's still got to get. He's still got to get waiting on his passport to come in. That won't come in until around August, September, somewhere in there, and then there'll be some time.
All right. Okay.
And but yeah, so he's planning on there now. He's planning on bringing her back here. Now it's going to take him longer to bring her back because they're going to get married first.
Oh yeah.
All right, but because of what he makes enough to bring her back over on a fiance visa. But she has a couple kids he wants to bring them over. And so if he marries her first, it'll take a little longer, but he'll be able to get the kids over here quicker. And that's
He's got to do it all at once.
Well,
he's got to do it all at once. If not, it's going to take a while.
Yeah, well, he's planning on getting married and all that.
No, but I mean, when he petitions, he could petition for all at once. If he does his wife first and then he does the kids later, it's going to take a long time still. It's got to do that whole process. So
like I said, I think he's planning on doing it all at once because he said it would be a lot quicker if he marries her. It'll be a lot easier to
Yeah.
get the kids over here too. Now, if they
Yeah,
come
it
over with a fiance visa, he'd get her over here quicker, but not the kids.
and I understand they're taking almost 2 years now. I heard. I don't know for sure.
He's something like 17 months or
Oh, okay, 17 months.
something like that. So, I mean, in other words, about a year and a half.
That's about what it took us. We took, I think, 17 months.
Yeah. But like I said,
Back in-
that could change too. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just going to go do that. Now, Joyce hadn't put up any videos lately, has she? Because I hadn't seen any.
She hasn't. She's been doing reels,
Doing what?
Facebook reels. Facebook reels.
Okay, I don't.
Yeah, but
I don't think.
yeah, she hasn't.
Facebook.
Yeah, she hasn't done many YouTube videos, but she's done most of. She's made more money on reels than she did Facebook. So I mean, the other way around. She made more money on Facebook than YouTube.
Well, hey, you got to do what you got to do. What's best for you, you know. I don't do
Oh,
this.
she's not doing it for the money. I'm just saying that it's easier for her to do reels because they're so short versus a YouTube video, you know.
I just been doing mostly shorts. I do a regular video once in a while, and I try to keep them short if I can, because the shorter they are, the more views you'll get, or the more they'll watch of it. Now, when I first started doing videos, my first video, "Hi, I'm Lazy Larry," I think that was like 15 minutes. It was talking head. I was just telling everybody how I got my nickname, why I used it, and all that good stuff. Because when I was going to Chris and Sabu, and I started going by Lazy Larry instead of just Larry Lee, everybody's asking me, well, because I'd be at work or just got home from work. And it's like, well, how come Lazy? You're always working. So I was telling them how I got the nickname and why I used it. And I believe it was Jack I was telling earlier, when I first started doing YouTube, when I first started my channel, it was just Larry Lee. Just my name, Larry Lee. I was going to Chris and Sabu.
Yeah, I remember that.
And everybody there was like 3 other Larrys. There was Larry B, Larry G, and Larry Outdoor, something like that. But Larry Lee, Larry B, and Larry G sounds awful, so familiar, don't they? Real similar. So I decided to change my name to Lazy Larry in case Chris wanted to ask a question. I would know he's talking about me. And that's when everybody started asking me, how come Lazy Larry? That's when I did the first video. And I told people about it. And I had a lot of people tell me, man, I can't find your channel. So I tried to find my channel. And you'd have to go through like 3-4 pages of Lazy Larry. It was a cartoon called Lazy Larry. I didn't know this. So Jack looked it up. When I changed it to Lazy Larry Lee, I'm the first thing that pops up. Boom, you get me. So that's why I changed it to Lazy Larry Lee, to make it easier for everybody to find me. So that's how I became from Larry Lee to Lazy Larry.
Yeah.
But like I said, I do this for fun. I enjoy it. And I started doing the videos and YouTube videos because I thought, well, when I retire, I've been working, I hate to say how many years, but I've been working many, many years. And when I retire, I want a reason to get up off the couch or get up out of my bed and do something. And I'm hoping this will be the impetus to get me moving when I retire. At least a couple of days.
How has Dunkin' Donut Dan been doing? I haven't seen him in a while.
He does.
Dunkin' Donut Dan.
He's been doing his live stream at probably about 4:00 your time in the morning.
Oh, 4:00? Oh, yeah. I don't get to watch that.
He starts at 6:00 on Friday morning, my time, 6:00 Friday evening, his time. So I'll let you do the calculation at what time it is, whether it's 5 or 4 for you. And I keep forgetting because I can catch you. Because I start work at 6:00 on Friday morning. I'm at work. So all I got to do is bring him up, and I can listen to him because I'm in the guard shack. I can listen to
Yeah.
him. I did that last week, forgot to do it this week. I caught him last week by accident. That's when I realized, hey, if I think about it, but I didn't think about it early enough yesterday, so I didn't catch him yesterday live. But I got to try to remember to start doing that on Fridays and catch his. But yeah, like I said, he lives in Leyte. I was thinking about
Yeah.
Oral because it's close to him, but it's got the better hospital. So I mean, I don't have, like I said, I don't have to live next to anybody I know. I've never had to do that. Maybe it's from moving around so much as a kid. By the time I was 13, I lived in 18 houses. I went to 6 different elementary schools, and one of them I went to
Wow.
twice. All right, did you hear that? One of them I went to twice.
Were you in the military? Was your
No,
dad military or what?
no, my dad was a truck driver. But
Oh,
if he didn't like a neighbor, we moved. I mean, if he
wow.
got into it with it, because he didn't want to come home and get in arguments with somebody he didn't like. So if you had a neighbor he got into it with, we'd move. And I went to the same grade school for 3 years and lived in 3 different places. I lived in Casey, Illinois, for 2 years. Right. I lived in one house for 4 months. I mean, 1 month. Excuse me, 1 month. I lived in 4 different houses in that 2 years, and one house was only 1 month long. The first house we moved to in Casey. We moved in. My dad looked around and said, "Don't bother unpacking. We're not staying."
Wow.
Oh yeah, we moved up. Hey Raquel, how you doing? What happened was, Dad got mad at the state of New York. I mean, Indiana, which is where I'm from, and I guess they raised the gas prices or taxes on the, diesel. He was like I said, he was a truck driver, and well, he decided he was not going to live in Indiana and pay those prices. So we moved to Casey, Illinois, about 40 miles away from where we were living, and we moved there on my sister Ruth Ann's birthday. And 2 years later, on her birthday, we moved back to Indiana. So exactly 2 years, both times it was on her birthday that we moved. And but like I said, in that 2 years, we lived in 4 different houses. And then when we moved that time, we lived in that house till I went in the Navy. And so that was my 18th house. And when I went in the Navy, the house was already up for sale. My dad already decided he was moving because something happened. Got really mad at some little kid and almost ran him over. And he thought, no, they can't have this, But anyway, so I knew they were moving before I went in. They got the house sold while I was in boot camp. So I was in boot camp. I get this letter. Hey, here's the new address. Here's the new phone number. See you when you get out. When you come home, So I came over.
I had
They picked me up, and I went to the new house and stayed there for a while. They lived there for about 6 years, maybe a little longer. Then they moved around the corner, and they lived there until about 3 years ago. And one of my sisters bought a new house. Well, not a new house, bought a house. And my mom and her and another sister who were living in that place moved into the house. And, so they lived a long time in that one place. But they were living in a trailer, and it was going to take a lot of money to fix it back up, or they'd have to buy a new trailer. And so they just bought the house because what was going on, my one sister has MS. So she kind of shuffles her feet when she walks. So carpet or aluminum, flooring is not good for her. So they got tile and they got wood floors, which is better for my sister. And the same thing with my mother, being as old as she was starting to shuffle her feet. And so my sister,
I had I had knee surgery back November 1st. I had full knee replacement on my left knee.
Yeah.
I'm 6 months into it, maybe 7 months maybe into it.
How you doing?
You know,
Got your strength back?
doing huh?
Got your strength back? Are you back to walking normal?
Oh yeah, I'm back. No, I'm not back to normal. No, my um, my right knee is my other knee is needs the surgery done too. So
Okay.
I'm not very stable on my legs, man. I tell you what,
Yeah.
going up and down a ladder,
Yeah.
it's just
Well, we had another guy that was in here earlier, Robert. He's having knee surgery. He's having knee replacement surgery too. So
yeah, they're not fun.
I don't know if he's having both done or not.
You know, so many people say, "Oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal," but it was a big deal. It's a heck of a recovery.
Yeah. Lizabel, how you doing, Lizabel? Or Lizabel? What'd you do? You got your clue card up, if you know what I mean by clue card. The little shape of a person. Hey, Mark. How you doing, Mark? That's Ann's husband. Mark Penwright. That's Crystal's Adventures husband. Kenneth, the Kentucky Family Vlogs. How you doing, sir? But, yeah, so yeah, I've been going long enough. Planning on, which is
Couple
fine.
hours. Well, I'm gonna get going. You guys have a good night.
Well, tell
Good
Joyce.
seeing you, Larry. Yeah.
Tell Joyce we said hi. Hopefully, she can join us sometime.
Yes, sir.
All
All
right.
right. Have a good night, you guys.
Thanks for
Bye.
dropping in, Eddie.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, take care, man. Eddie's another one that's married to a Filipina. His wife's Joyce. I want to say she's a nurse, but I'm not positive about that. But yeah, she was used to do. The heck happened there? I don't know. But we're glad to hear you're doing well there, Kenneth.
Kenneth.
Yeah.
We got 3 windows popped up on here.
Yeah. I've been going for over 2.5 hours now. You've been with me for almost an hour now.
Yep.
So, because I was thinking about dropping off, and you came up and said, "Cool, I'll keep going."
I was gonna do a live stream earlier, but
Now, Kenneth says his brother Hillbilly King is coming over to your live stream, so I guess he means mine. Oh, well, we appreciate that, Kenneth.
this got internet upgraded yesterday.
Did you?
So I just had just using little SIM card
Yeah.
phones for internet. Just put it in a random router upstairs and get Wi-Fi. So I got fiber. That's $9.99 a month.
That's
Per
not
month.
bad.
You can pay by the week or 2 weeks or 1 month. But
Fiber's pretty good internet.
they're like, oh, you get a free phone, and it give me this thing. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this thing?
Yeah. Use it strictly for texting. It's not good for anything else.
You can't text on it. It's supposed to be a landline phone only. You can only call landlines, but it came with no SIM card.
Yeah.
And for me to even use it, which I don't need to, I'd have to take out another SIM card out of my phone and put it on there and load a week's worth of calls, which I don't call anybody. I only talk to people online.
I call very few people outside of people I work with, and I don't call them very often. But I mean, I call my sisters and a friend of mine, and that's it. Pretty much it. Rest of the time, it's just Well, I call when I order food, like the chicken wings. I call to order the wings, and then so if I order food, I'll call for that. Now sometimes I have it delivered, but the Chinese food I go pick up, but that's not that far away.
Hmm.
But
I miss some of the Chinese food back home. There's a Chinese restaurant here, Chow King, but I don't like it at all.
like I said, I don't know how this camera angle is working. Trying to get a little bit better light. That helps. That helps the light anyway. But I used to have my camera up here on top of my screen. Now I got it down here on top of my clock. So I'm trying. Maybe
Maybe
I
like
think I probably do better as far as up there on the screen when I'm not really looking at the screen as much because before I had to look up. Now I just kind of look forward.
I'm gonna be like Larry, and I got my mic in the picture. I got my phone in the picture. Wait, I got two phones in the picture. There's no games on this thing either. Pack of cigarettes.
I'm up on this phone here. I'm up as Lazy A Lee, or if I type anything, it says Larry. And this is my normal channel on this one. That's so I can give people monitors, a moderator. I can make people moderate. I can't do it through StreamYard. I have to do it on the YouTube.
What I usually do, I keep another window open. Well, I have a StreamYard window open. Then next to it, I'll have a window for YouTube.
Now, like I
That's
said, well,
that's
this is YouTube, and I could do a split screen, but I just and I even got another monitor I could put up. But I just prefer right now. I just prefer the one monitor, and I'll use because I don't do that much. Ken to Kentucky. Hello,
Hello.
Ken. Welcome, sir.
Hey, I'm just laying down. How you doing, bro? How you doing?
very
We're
well.
doing pretty well.
Yep.
I thought your
No.
brother was coming.
Yeah, he was watching you. I told him he could come up on the panel if he wanted to. He's
Yeah, he
from
did.
Hazard.
There, anybody willing to come? I'll let people come up and talk about their channel. Whatever. And like I said, if you're like me, you don't know how to enter your own tonight bot. You just type in 3Ls, nothing before, nothing after. You just type 3Ls. My not bot will drop the channel link.
I've been on YouTube for like about. I've been on YouTube for about 5, 6, some years. I used to have 1,800 people, but I mean, I got a new phone. I keep forgetting my password and email, and people they need to make sure don't ever forget your password and email.
Yep.
You'll be in the hole.
I got the backup, and so I can change it, and they'll just go to the backup, make sure is this you really? And I go,
Yeah.
but I try to write it down. It's like I just set up I belong to AARP since I was like 50 or 55. Whatever age you can join, that's when I joined. I think it's 50, but might be 55.
Have you been on YouTube for a long time?
Well, as far as a vlogger, no. Depends what you call long. Nowhere near as long as you. I've only been doing it for about a year and a half, maybe, right around a year and a half.
Because I know some, big YouTubers, like James the Fam or Margosh and FaZe Rug. That's where I got the name Fam.
Most of the vloggers I follow are in the Philippines.
Philippines, they're sweet. Yeah, I talked to a lot of people from the Philippines, Japan, and I had a friend that passed away. She was 39. She was from the UK, and she was a YouTuber, and her name was, if I could say, her name was, a messenger, Vanessa Messenger. She used to be a YouTuber.
I follow the Filipino P. Dan and Minnie's retirement. They're it's a Phil-Am couple in the Philippines. There's Turquoise Sunrise. Let me just check it out. Let me make sure. It won't be on
I
that.
think I know some of your friends in the Philippines. I'm a mod for a couple women in the Philippines.
Yeah. Like LV Rose Inso, ABCM,
Heck yeah.
Maurice, all those, I follow all of them.
Do you know
Mark,
anybody named ARA, capital A, R, small cap, case, and capital A? She's a Filipino, for the Philippines.
I don't know her. That's Pinky Gray. There's quite a few that and like I said, I follow quite a few Phil Am couples as well. Like I said, Dan and Minnie. They're Phil Am. There's Turquoise Sunset. I believe it's. I don't think it's Sunrise. I think it's Sunset.
Heck yeah.
Huh?
Heck yeah.
Pacquiao merch. Yeah, I follow Pacquiao.
I've been on YouTube so much. I've been going through so many people. It's not funny. It's hard to keep up with everybody's name. And people come and ask me for help for stuff. And I had this one guy. He was a rapper. He was doing on YouTube and rap music. And as a white guy, he wanted to, kind of be a rapper, And he asked me, because he went to Twitch. He said, you're pretty famous, you're pretty knowable. And he said, can you help me out? He said, would you subscribe, hit, what I'm saying, come to his channel. And I think I helped him out. And I helped a guy named Herman the Great. And after I was friends with him, he left me.
Like I said, I don't care if I grow. I do this for fun.
Yeah.
I never tried to make money off this. I don't edit my videos.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm not, I'm a Christian, and I believe, and I just, I just usually I used to have, like stuff sent to my house. Had so many things happen to me, but I'm not looking to be, it's good to be popular, know somebody. When you do YouTube, you're going to be kind of popular, You're popular, you know what I'm saying?
I do it for fun.
Yeah, I do. It's fun. And
what about doing YouTube as a live stream. This is what I enjoy the most right here. I do the others because you got to do the others, especially when you're small. Otherwise, very few people are going to come to your live stream. And I don't get a lot of people in my live stream when it's live anyway, but I still enjoy it. You say you live in Kentucky. There's I believe he's in Kentucky, not Kansas. Jay's Philippines.
Chase Philippines. I could look him up. I know a bunch of.
It's a Phil couple. He's in his 50s. I want to say he's 50.
So he moved from the Philippines to America.
He goes back and forth right now.
He must be married.
He's got a daughter who's about 6 years old. Who's half Filipino and half Caucasian, and he wants they started going over the Philippines so her daughter can meet her Filipino family, and because they were living in Kentucky, and he's going back and forth. He wants come back to the States for the summer months and work. He's got his own job business. He builds stuff, and then during the winter months when he's not working, they're going back to the Philippines, and that's his plan for right now until he decides to move over there permanently. And that's his plan. Then now he goes to Dumaguete, which some people call Dramageddon, but that's where he goes. And he just started vlogging this year, and he's already got a couple thousand followers. He's doing real well.
Yeah, my girlfriend, she's half Lebanese. Her mom was, and her dad's half Indian. And
Yeah.
so Me and her, I'm living with her.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, are you froze up or Ken? Looks like you're chap. No, no, not you, Jack. Ken's looks like he's frozen.
I'm back.
There you,
Sorry.
there you're back.
My girl keeps texting me. I live with my girlfriend, and I'm 45. I don't know if I look it, kind of, but my girl, she's women don't like saying her age, but she's 54.
I'm older than both of you. So I'm 70. Most people don't think I look that old, but I'm 70. Damn, I look good for my
I'll
age,
be
don't I?
43 next month.
How you be
I'm 70 years old.
70? How old are you?
Jack's
I'm-
young.
I'm
Jack's-
42. I'll be 43 next month.
I'll be 46 in November.
Like I said, Jack's young, and he lives in the Philippines. He's been there for a few years.
Oh man, I bet it's fun in the Philippines. Is it cheaper?
Yeah, it's cheaper in the Philippines.
It's cheaper, but prices on everything are
Well,
going
now,
up.
now, Ken,
It's
I
like
got to
even
take that
like-
back. It depends on where you live in
Five,
Kentucky.
6 years ago, like 5-6 years ago, a pack of cigarettes is 35 pesos. Now it's like 160 pesos.
A little over
So
$2
that'd be
per
what,
pack.
$60, $70?
No, pesos. 35 pesos wasn't even $1.
Oh,
Now,
Oh.
100 and some pesos is a little over $2. You get about 55. Right now, it's about 55 to 57 pesos to $1.
oh, that's pretty good then.
Yeah, yeah. And
Cigarettes here are like $6.
Well,
That's-
I'm in New York
Michigan.
State, and they're around $10. I quit smoking when they were around $2.5, $3 somewhere in there, but they cost around $10 a pack now here in New York.
Yeah, I'm from
I quit smoking over 25 years ago.
25. I moved from Lexington. I'm really from where Mark Pope. We lost our basketball coach. We got a new one, but so you know how people they come for a while. When you were coaching Kentucky, you had to be pretty perfect at it because they make you move. If you're not good, they make you leave.
Yeah,
I think that's in all of us.
I'm originally from Indiana.
Indiana,
Yeah, a little old place called Terre Haute.
Terre Haute. That sounds kind of like Indian, kind of Terre Haute.
No, Terre Haute is French.
French.
Yeah, it's French. Terre means land, Haute means high. The French say it backwards from the English. We would say high land, the French say land high.
I learned a lot of stuff. I learned a lot of stuff that we can't say in America that they say in French.
Well, yeah. When you hear them talking about Haute culture, all they're saying is high culture. They're just using the
High
French
culture.
word for high. That's all Haute means, high. So Haute cuisine, high cuisine. I find it pretentious, but maybe that's because I'm from Terre Haute.
Terre Haute.
The word to me doesn't mean anything, but if you use it as to me, when they're using it, it's pretentious to me.
What time is it over there at nighttime?
What,
In the Philippines.
In the Philippines?
I know it's night.
No, it's morning. In the Philippines, it's morning.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
Sunday morning.
12 hours difference than the East Coast.
I have a friend that's from. I don't know if this is a part of close to the Philippines. She's from, like under Australia. It's
Five,
what's the name of it?
5 hours. If you're in Australia, it
south.
would be morning. It'd be like 3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning. She's from Brunswick, or I can't say that word.
Brisbane.
Brisbane. Is that under Canada?
I think that's Australia or New Zealand. So they're about.
Zealandish.
We're going on 11. They're about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning.
And you know what's so good? So cool. When me and my girlfriend met her, she speaks a perfect English.
Yeah.
She can speak. She don't even sound like she's from there. I'm like, you're not from there. Yes, I am. You know,
My
I'm
fiance
like,
gets mad when I speak English very fast, like I usually do back home, because we understand it. But she understands it, but because she works at a call center, her English is pretty good.
Yeah.
But she
Well,
gets
like
mixed.
I said, I have a friend that's Chinese, right? That lives here. You know what? And she's from China. She's a college professor. Guess what she teaches?
oh, boy.
English literature.
English.
Oh, man. I know a guy from YouTube. I guess you might heard of him, Eric Sir Six. He lives in Japan, and they're really great people in Japan. And he teaches, I think, English in Japan, or I think it's English. And he said, what else is he?
Hey,
Could
Sammy.
be?
But
He
yeah,
teaches.
like I said, it's strange. I mean, like I said, she's Chinese from China. That's born and raised. Came over here in her 20s. You know.
Can I ask you this? My neighbor, his wife is from Greece.
Yeah.
And he says overseas they learn every language. American is one of the most thing they learn in overseas. I don't know. I didn't understand them.
Well,
He said they.
English is a very popular language to learn. The reason why it's very conducive to business, because America, Canada, Great Britain, Australia, we all speak a form of English. So when it comes to business, a lot of businesses deal with the Americas, Canada, the United States, like I said, Great Britain, Australia.
My dad was from. My dad was really American because he was from England.
Yeah,
His ancestors.
English.
The proper
I don't know
English.
what I'm from.
I'm a mutt. I can tell you that I'm a mutt.
You're from the mountain.
My mom's mother was raised on the reservation. My dad is my mom's dad's family is from Germany. My dad's family is English. My mom's mother's Caucasian side of the family is Scottish. Um, like I said, I'm a mutt. I mean, but yeah, my grandmother, my mom's mom, you can trace the Caucasian part of her family back to pre-Revolutionary War. Her whatever great grandfather, whatever great whatever it is, he was a Scottishman who jumped off a British ship back in the 1700s before the Revolutionary War and fought in the Revolutionary War. But like I said, she was raised on the reservation in West Virginia. I'm not registered as Native American. My mom's not. My grandmother wouldn't even admit she was Native American. She'd tell everybody, I'm Caucasian. She put a lot of powder on her face to make herself look whiter. And, from my understanding, life on the reservation back in the early 1900s, because they got married probably around 1919, somewhere in there when my grandfather and grandmother got married. So my grandmother was raised on the reservation late 1800s to early 1900s, somewhere in there. And you know how some rednecks can be. I mean, just because you're South don't mean you're a redneck. Or I don't know if I should call them rednecks, because I think of a redneck and I think of a good old boys is different. A good old boy is just trying to have fun. He's from the South, or could be from the North, but he's a good old boy, just trying to take life as it comes. Just have some fun.
Yeah.
Redneck's a little more, a little more of a derogatory term to me. I consider myself a good old boy, so sometimes I'll even say redneck, but I'm not. But like I said, she went through a time where it was, the Native Americans were not treated very well at all. Especially in certain areas, and that her area was one of the areas. Uh, so I understand. I mean, I heard that she slept with a hatchet underneath her pillow.
Yeah.
So she moved to an area where there was almost no Native Americans, so if she thought she could pass as Caucasian, that's what she did.
They had me, this is funny. I was raised in Kentucky and they messed me up. They didn't even know where I was from. Did you know they could mess you up and forget where you're from? They don't know. They think they know everybody, but they really don't. The
Yeah.
government. They had me as not as American, and I had to go back and prove I was born in America,
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Well, I'm a native Hoosier. I was born in a little old place called Lafayette, Indiana, which is the northern half of the state. But I was raised in Terre Haute, which is the southern half of the state. My family lived in Lafayette for a while because that's where my dad's family was from, that area. My mom's family was from Terre Haute.
Terrell.
They moved down there when I was about 3 months old. They moved, and I'm going to say they moved back to Terre Haute because they lived in Terre Haute before I was born. Out of 7 kids, and I'm not the oldest or the youngest, I'm the only one not born in Terre Haute. And I can tell people I was born at home. I can't. I was born at home, but born in a hospital. The name of the hospital is Home Hospital.
Oh boy.
So
I was going to tell you, everybody knows the most crime in Kentucky was Louisville. They call Louisville now. Now it's Lexington.
Okay. Well,
and they're coming. And Lexington's a clean city. Louisville, we're cleaner than Louisville is. And Pikeville's a clean city. I'm on the, I guess Pikeville would be the nose of Kentucky. I'm close to West Virginia.
Yeah. You're on the other side of the state from. See, I'm on the Illinois side.
Illinois.
Yeah. So.
Bless you.
Well, I live. My hometown's on the Wabash River. That's how I got the name Terre Haute, because it was on the highland side of the river. And so they probably didn't give it a name. They just said, "Hey, it's Terre Haute," and that became the name, the highland side of the river. And
can I ask you? My brother said Las Vegas is the best place to live for breathing. He said the air quality is so good in Las Vegas. Is it really good in the Philippines? Is it better than over here in the United States?
Depends on where you're at. If you're in a city, heck no.
There's a lot of pollution.
Especially if you're in a place like probably Cebu or Manila. You know how bad air pollution is in New York City and places like that? Manila would be the same way.
And Manila's got all that traffic.
Yeah, all that traffic, and they have less pollution control on their vehicles than we have here in the States.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they still do it in Manila.
Like I said, if you live out in the province or some of the smaller towns, maybe that, especially if you're along the ocean area, where you get a breeze that come in and clear that out all the time, probably wouldn't be too bad. But if you're in like Cebu, you take Cebu, it's not in an area that's going to get a lot of area where it's protected from the storms more because of where it's located on the island. But it probably holds.
Because I thought about moving going to visit, going to visit all over. I mean, I know one place that we can't go to is America. We can't go to South or North Korea. I won't go to some places that I like to go. And
the nice thing about the Philippines, go to North Korea.
The nice thing about the Philippines, if you want to go for a visit, you don't even have to get a visa.
No,
No, you gotta have your passport.
They stamp in your passport when you get here.
And when you show up with your American passport, they'll give you a 30-day visa for free, or 29 days, whichever it is. but you got to have a return ticket or an onward ticket. It doesn't have to be returned, just showing you're going somewhere else. And no, you come in, show them your American passport. You got an onward ticket. You can stay for up to 30 days. If you stay over that, you're going to pay a nice fine.
And then you
Unless you go in and apply for an extension. No, I'm saying unless you go and get the extension.
somewhere that's close.
You can
They
go to
there
the
for a year,
Philippines
come back.
on a visa, on a tourist visa, and stay for 36 months and never have to leave. But
I thought about going, visiting, and
Yeah.
just like
I plan on moving. I've been to the Philippines many years ago, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be able to take it today. But I plan on moving over there, and I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to have enough money that if it doesn't work out, I'll be able to come back and set myself up. I'll be able to go to some other country and try it. And just because I don't like one city doesn't mean I won't like another. So I plan on going to Cebu. It's one of the third largest or fourth largest city. They got good hospitals. Anywhere I go, I want to go to hospital.
hospital.
And like I said, I'm 70. So I'm going to go. I'm going to set out and stay there for a couple months. If I don't like it, I'll go somewhere else, try it out for a month or two. Then I'll go somewhere else. I'll have the money to do that. That's why I got to work at least 3 years. Otherwise, I won't have the money to do that. I'll
And
go
plus,
with it.
there's
I'm not going to have to
many,
come back to the States.
many islands here.
But I'm just saying, no, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go over there, check out a few places. And if it turns out I don't like any of them, I'll go to a different country for a little bit. I'll decide on what country I want to check out, and I'll go there. And if that doesn't work out, I'll probably come back to the States. But right now, I foresee no problem. I mean, people say, oh, the temperature, I can get used to the temperature. Phew. Like I said, where I'm from, in the August and July, I can get in the 90s and stay there for weeks on end. So, and they usually have high humidity with it. And no breeze. Oh, you can stand in the shade and be dying because there's no breeze and it's in the 90s. High humidity. You feel like it's in the hundreds. You're sitting there, just no relief from it at all. So that's kind of weather I grew up with. So I can get adjusted to that. I will not miss winter. If I do, I'll just remind myself how stupid I am. I do not. I hate driving in the snow. I hate having to clean my car off before I go to work. And I'm not sure, was it Jack or Jerry? I think it was Jerry. Said that thing worse than the snow is ice, the ice storms, and I won't miss them at all either. So, yeah, it's I can definitely get away from that and not miss it. Somebody said the food. Well, I eat mixed vegetables all the time. I eat a lot of chicken. I eat a lot of pork.
Stay away from the street food.
And the fish I eat salmon, and they not salmon, tuna, and they have tuna there. So I can find the food to eat. I don't mind cooking myself. I don't have to go out and eat.
I like here, and I like the Arby's. They have the like turkey,
Yeah,
turkey and bacon. I love turkey bacon.
Oh yeah.
I can eat turkey bacon, but like I said, when I get to the Philippines, that not unless I want to pay a lot of money for it, that's not going to be available.
I like to try some Philippine food.
Yeah. Well, lumpia, which is
You think I had it before? I might try some.
hello, home improvement.
Hey there.
That's my brother. That's Ken. Ken made Lazy Larry.
Hey, Lazy Larry.
And Jace. Is that your name, brother? And Hobson. Is his name Jace, brother?
Jack is he just spelled
Jack.
it
I'm sorry, Jack. Yeah,
Jack.
he's from California.
Yeah, I'm out here in Cali.
Oh, Jack's from Michigan. Or is your brother from California? Where are you from, Home Improvement?
California. I'm in the high desert,
In the high desert. Okay. I'm in New York.
New York.
I'm outside of Albany, New York.
All right.
I'm originally from Indiana.
So you out in the
He's
country
going
here
to
in New
move
York?
down here. Oh, go ahead.
What's that?
Sorry, bro.
So you in the country?
No, I hate country. I'm not a country boy at all.
But
No.
you have that appearance.
I'm from the Midwest.
All right.
We got
Yeah,
Emily
he's
the coming up. Hello, Emily.
This is Emily. Emily.
Hi,
Me.
Emily.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. How you doing, Emily? I thought you introduced you to some new friends. You know,
Yeah,
Ken.
Yeah,
I came
Ken.
over.
Ken from
I came
Cali.
over in California. Yeah. Hey, are you still moving to West Virginia, Ken?
Or Kentucky. This is what it looks like right now at 8 o'clock. I'm
It's
out in
nice,
Oh, that's
isn't it?
so pretty. That is so pretty.
I like the mountains when there's snow on them.
Yeah.
Can I ask
Yeah,
a
me
question
too.
to the guys on this panel? I got a good question. I got a
What's
really
that?
good question for guys on this panel. Okay, because I'm a woman and I don't understand how men think.
True. We don't
Okay.
understand how you think either.
I was talking with this guy. We were having a great conversation, getting to know each other. We were planning on meeting in 3 weeks, which when I started talking to him, we were planning on meeting in 2 months. And the guy, all of a sudden, I barely mentioned about finances, just curious because we got to the point of talking of marriage, and I barely mentioned finances and I got blocked. So what the heck did I do wrong?
Nothing.
Nothing I can think of. I mean,
I
if
think
you're
everything.
talking about a serious relationship, all right, if
Well,
you're starting to talk about a serious relationship, finances should be discussed.
Thank you. But I immediately got blocked when I barely asked how much he made.
this is I normally do not go to this level, but to be real blunt with your question, get to the point. If he's trying to if he's hoping to get sexual with you, and it's a game just to get what he wants, and you start bringing up finances, he wasn't serious about marriage to start with. That was to manipulate you.
That could be.
We didn't even
Sexy.
talk about sex. That's the weird part.
Don't matter if he was hoping, you guys are getting together. He's hoping, he's going to hook up with you for the night. He wants to talk about marriage, and you're saying, okay, let's talk about finances. He wasn't talking about marriage.
Well, he wasn't talking about marriage, but he might have been talking about trying to take her money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe
He could also do that.
or either or both.
Well, the guy
Either
made.
or both.
It's not like he needed my money because the guy was a coal miner. So I'm assuming that's good money. I don't know.
Yeah,
Depends
coal
on how
mine's
much
good
they're
on it.
working. Depends on how busy they are.
Yep. Depends on how long they've been.
And I don't know what they make. I have no clue.
I don't either. But I'm assuming it's good
I
money
think-
because
I think they
a
make
friend
about
of mine retired from being a coal miner, and he was making an easy $50,000 a year. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see,
Coal
the only
mines
thing
are
I can think of is he might be farther in debt than he wanted to admit.
And
In
how
other
long
words,
have
he
you
didn't
known
want
this
me to
guy?
know what he was.
Yeah.
How long
I
have
had
you
been
known this guy?
I had been talking to this guy on and off for about a year and a half.
Okay.
We had never
Um,
talked about
and-
sex at all.
Okay, well then maybe like Larry's saying, he may be too far in debt, don't want you to know his business, and it was like, whoops, and he
And
could get back to
men
you
don't.
if
Men
he
won't.
really likes you, if he's truly interested in you. He may
Mhm.
get back to you here in a week or two or something like that, possibly if.
But some men don't
So
like to talk about finances.
So in other words, just give it time and see what happens.
Yep.
Okay.
But,
That's what I wanted
Don't
to
hold
know.
your breath. Don't hold your breath, but don't be shocked if he does call either.
The thing is
Okay.
with me,
Makes sense.
talking
Makes
finances,
sense.
it's going to have to be with somebody I've actually met face to face and be along a little farther. I mean,
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not
I
into.
understand that, but he was talking marriage, so
But
I
like
assumed
I
when he
said,
started
I
talking
wouldn't. Yeah, I
marriage
wouldn't
that
be talking marriage
that
until
was
after we met face to face.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
So this
well.
guy was,
well,
now
yeah,
does
I
he own his
understand what
own
you're
house?
saying. I'm
Does
just
he
saying,
rent?
for
Does he
me,
own his own
I
house? Do
wouldn't
you
have been
know?
far along. I mean, I might have been talking about, hey, let's try to get together and see how things work out. Let's see about maybe making it exclusive and start actually dating. But for me, I wouldn't have been talking marriage until I meet somebody face to face. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I know guys that are a whole lot jump the gun a whole lot quicker. I worked with a guy up in Rochester area.
Well, the marriage thing had just been brought recently. And then I thought, okay, well, I want to know if he's stable enough or financially stable enough to support me. And
Yeah, right.
and the way he answers the question is, I make enough. I said, I just want you to be honest with me. And the minute I said that, I got not blocked, but you know how a messenger, you're not blocked, but they make it where um, you can't send them any messages, but you're not blocked. But you can still
Muted.
see that what their profile, who they are on that profile. That's the way I got
Well,
done.
that's a form of being blocked,
Muted.
sounds
That's
like.
it.
Okay. But like I say, give it a
Basically,
week or two or so. Maybe he'll contact you and apologize and talk with you.
I
Like
hope
I
so.
said, though, I know
Just
a guy
take time.
Oh well.
Sometimes it
that
takes
Thank you for
time.
being honest, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're
Hey,
welcome,
hey,
Emily.
Jack,
Thank you for being
Jack.
honest, man. I appreciate it.
like I
Well,
said, there's
Jack
guys
hasn't
that'll jump
given
a
any
lot
input
than
that
I
I'm
will.
aware of. What's your take on that, Jack
I just
Thompson?
let it. I just let it ride. If somebody got that mad about over nothing, I just let it go.
Well,
It's gonna
like I
happen
said,
again.
like you said, you're talking about having a relationship. I think finances comes into play in that. I've had
Yeah,
people ask me finances, and you're not talking about a relationship. They're just want to know what you make, and I don't think that's right. But some people that's just
I just
normal. They
assumed. I just assumed when we started talking about marriage that
no,
that
no.
was on
Like I
the
said, you're
table to
talking about
talk
a
about.
relationship. Finances comes into play in a relationship. I agree.
yeah. He wasn't talking about taking you to dinner.
Yeah, he wasn't saying, "Hey, let's go out for dinner." If he just says, "Let's go out for dinner," and you bring up finances, that's different. But if you're talking about, "Hey,
Yeah,
look," if you're talking about let's maybe getting married later, or let's make a serious relationship, we're gonna commit to each other, even if you're not talking marriage. If you're talking about making a commitment of just us and no one else, a one-on-one commitment, uh, I can see finances coming into play.
absolutely.
Uh, yeah,
Right.
I mean that. But if you're just talking about let's go out for a date and then see where things go, then no, finances doesn't have a role in that. It's after you've gone beyond that, and then now you're talking about making a commitment to move farther. Yummy, how you doing?
Hey, Yummy.
And like you said, you've been talking to him for a year and a half. He shouldn't have responded that way.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
That's wrong.
Oh,
I'm glad
and
to hear
tell
it.
me this: how
Good.
often would you talk to him in a year and a half? Would you talk to him once a week, twice a week, 3 or 4 times a week? How often would you talk?
Emily, have you froze up? Looked like she froze up.
Yeah, she's
Maybe she
frozen
did.
up.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ken froze up earlier.
Yeah. I was checking something. Sorry about that, brother. I was sending some people to come over to your channel and I
That's
brought
fine. That's
Ken and
fine.
Emily. They're great. They're great friends of mine.
Yeah, that's fine.
All
Like
right,
I
Emily.
said,
Looks like you're back. You froze. I said,
he's
how
back.
Yes,
how
she
many
is.
He
times a
froze
week?
up for a while.
How many times did you and this guy
Can you
talk
hear
in
me?
this year and a half?
We were talking every day.
Oh, see, he shouldn't have hung up. He shouldn't have disconnected from you like that, unless it's a
Yeah.
sensitive subject and he's had some bad experiences in his past. with other women,
Well, here's
and he
the thing.
ran
Here's the
because of
thing.
that.
A woman hurt him so bad 7 years ago that he swore off women literally for 6 years. And then we started talking right when it was almost 6 years. And then it's been a year and a half. We've been talking roughly a little over a year and a
Okay.
half.
All right. Well, it may
And
have scared him. May have scared
so,
him, and he'd like to say he may come back. He may come back around and apologize and tell you how you
well,
where it
here's the
troubled
crazy
him.
part. It might not have been the finances. What happened was is he sent me a friend request, and I was talking to my son on Messenger on the phone, and I didn't have the chance to accept the request when he sent it. Well, by the time I got off the
Ah,
phone with my son, I went to accept it, and I'd already been how you say
how much
muted,
how much
as they
time?
call
How much time had passed?
it. Maybe 20, 22 minutes,
Yeah, he may have decided she's
maybe.
not. He may have decided, that you're just not that interested because you left him on hold. Men, I'll tell you something. Men, major need, major need is respect from a woman.
Mhm.
And like
And
and,
they
and like
felt
I
like they
know, a
disrespect.
woman's major need is love. And so you leaving him on hold for 15, 20 minutes after he's been deeply hurt by another woman, you don't care about him like you say you do. So he just puts you on standby. That's what happened. I just
Gee,
about guarantee it.
I guess I
Well, it
deserve
sounds
that
like you're
then.
going to need to apologize to him.
No, you didn't do
Yeah,
nothing
but how
wrong
can I
again.
apologize? How can I
Well,
apologize to the man
you didn't really do
if I
anything
can't get
wrong
in touch with him?
except
How can I apologize? If I can't get in
he
touch with
he
him, how can I apologize?
he may. Well, maybe you need to set up another account and then connect with him on Facebook again.
But
And
Emily,
then
don't
you
put
Hey, I
can.
never
yourself down.
thought about that.
Don't put
I
yourself
never,
down. It ain't,
I never
honey.
thought about
Don't.
that.
Yeah, you can
Just
set up
do
Maybe I
right.
should.
another account and you can send him a
Maybe
message
I
and
should.
you can apologize, tell
But
him how
here's the
much you
question:
care.
should I open another account as me, or should I open another account as someone else and then
As you.
Well,
apologize?
well, maybe use a maiden name or
Yeah.
use the same last name but a different first name. That way you'll give him a clue
I
and
don't
he'll see
know.
that you're
I guess
trying.
that's.
Or
I guess that'd be
open
a
up
good idea.
another account. Now look, you can do this. Open up another account with your name. And you can, at that point, you can send him a message and tell him everything you want to say in that message.
That's a good idea. Thank you. I hadn't thought about that, but that's a good idea.
Now, you didn't do anything wrong, except knowing
Well,
his past experience and how,
that's what I was saying.
um,
It's his past experience. You need to explain it.
well, he was really
Explain to
hurt.
him,
So
I mean,
this woman must have just disrespected him and used and abused him, and he wasn't taking no chances. From what she's
From what
saying,
I
that's what I'm.
understand is
Emily,
he dated this woman for 10 years. They lived together 7. And she walks up to him one day, when 3 days before their marriage, walks up to him and says, I've been seeing someone else and they live in another state. I'm going to get married to him and I don't love you anymore.
She
Emily,
never
what I
loved him to
want to
start
say,
with.
what, what I want to say this, Emily, you know how women, they like to be loved and treated right. A man is just the
Right.
same as a woman. In that department, we like to be, treated good and with respect, just like a woman needs to. And if a man's he was with somebody else and she said that she was going to leave him and marry someone else, it's going to take time for him to get over the grieving process that he's in.
Well,
That
it
he's
was 6
in.
years. It was 6
it's
years,
like
she said.
it's
Yeah.
like having your heart
And he
broken.
needs to move on.
I mean, if you're truly in love, it takes a while to get over that.
Yes, it does.
I mean,
And
if you're just in
you,
lust, that's a whole different ball
I mean,
game.
and
he told me it
Emily,
took him 6 years of
just
it
stay
took him
with
6
him,
years of
Emily.
ignoring he said it took 6 years of not even talking to another woman, not dating or anything for 6 years. And then what happened is all of a sudden he realized, I don't need to be lonely anymore. He reached out on a group I was in and made a comment and then sent me a message. I accepted the message. We started talking and we've been talking ever since.
You want me
Well-
to tell you what to do, Emily? Just take time. Let him take time, but be there with him. Be there for him.
The thing is, in 3 weeks he gets off time. It's his only off time in a year. Last year when he was supposed to come, I was sick. I couldn't let him come because I had COVID. This year he's off. I don't have COVID. And if I don't get a hold of him within that 3 week time, I won't see him.
Set up a
Yeah,
new
you're
account.
And then
right.
I'll have to wait another year to see him, literally.
Yeah, you're right. He's right what he said.
Set
What
up
do you
another
think?
account and tell him everything you want to say. And
Yeah.
you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. It's his oversensitivity due to how deep he's been hurt that's causing him to be that sensitive.
And the more you do, the more you stand there for him, Emily, and you support him, he's gonna, start getting into you more as soon as he takes time and gets his, mind and everything, what he's doing. He'll come back to you.
Right.
Just don't,
I just hope I just hope
Well,
it's
you're gonna-
before the 3 weeks.
You're going to have to be aware, though, that in the event that this moves forward between the two of you, he's hypersensitive because of how deeply he was hurt, and you're going to be walking on
So in
eggshells.
other
So you
words,
need to
I've
be
got to
aware
be
of that.
more sensitive to him. In other words, I have
Extremely.
to be more sensitive to him. If he
Jackson, what do you
does
think,
read the
brother
message
Jackson?
and come back.
Yep.
What do you think,
But
Jackson?
once you guys get together, you start talking again, and if he comes to see you, you're going to have to be very ultra sensitive and careful. And it's something that you need to talk about with him, his sensitivity, and it's because of how deeply he's been hurt.
Yes,
And you
that's
don't
I don't know
right.
if it was because I didn't
Put
accept
that in here, right.
I don't know if it's because I didn't accept the friend request in time within a 20-minute period,
Yes.
or if it was because I mentioned finances. Because he seemed fine with the finances because he answered me. But then when I didn't accept the friend request in time, I got blocked. Well, muted,
what I'm
as they call it.
Men's need, without being sensitive, just a man's need. Us men. Just
Mhm.
like a woman, major need is to be loved in how we speak to you, things we do for you. It speaks your love language.
Right.
And so for a man, how you talk to a man, how you maybe verbally just some guys need that encouragement and need that verbal uplifting. Some guys don't, but it all speaks respect. And so you making him wait 20 minutes? Oh, she don't respect me.
Hey guys,
I'm
I
sure.
hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to shut this one down. It's after
Okay,
11 o'clock
brother.
here at night where I'm at.
All right,
Well,
brother.
thank you
All
for
right.
talking with
Larry.
me,
Hey,
everybody.
that's fine. That's
You
fine.
bet.
Like I said, I enjoy the
It's nice meeting
panel
all y'all.
live stream. That's why
Well,
I
I'm
like.
Ken. I'm Home Improvement Tips, and I'm Ken.
I'm Lazy
Hi,
Larry
Ken.
Lee.
I'm
My
Emily.
real name is Larry Lee.
I'm Jack.
Hi, Mary Lee.
There's Jack.
That's Jack.
Hi.
Hey, Jack. Nice to meet you there, Jack.
Ken, you guys
Yes,
have a
you guys
good one.
Nice to meet you, Jack.
Much
Hey,
love to
Ken,
everybody.
why don't
Like I
you
said,
go
I'm gonna
live, Ken?
shut
Ken,
this and
why
get
don't
ready
you
for
go
bed.
live?
I usually
I'm
go to
not
bed
gonna
between
lie.
8
I
and
don't
9.
know yet. Never's
No,
dad
why don't
sleeping.
you
Ken,
I'm
go
not
go
gonna
live.
lie.
live
I'll go on your
and
panel.
then you can come
Ken,
back
go
on
live.
and
I'll
You
go on
go
your
live and then
panel.
you guys continue this on yours.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
trying to
continue
say.
this on yours.
But like I said, it's well past my bedtime.
All right, bro. Okay, everybody. I tried to
Go
see Never's
live,
dad
Kenneth.
sleep, but okay.
All right.
I'll go on yours.
I
Bye.
want to say
All right. Good
goodbye to
night,
everybody.
Jack.
Thank you for coming.
And
All right.
Take care
Larry,
of yourselves.
God bless
Remember to be
y'all.
kind to each other. Stay safe.
Good
Stay
night.
healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. All right.
Amen.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
See
All
y'all,
right, Kim, go
everybody.
ahead, buddy.